person at the AIFF, and today we are going to have a good, cozy, conversation regarding state affairs, regarding the vision of Indian football, and let's get started. So, sir, first question I would shoot to first thing. Good evening,
Good
and
evening. Walaikum salam, Musa. Walaikum salam.
सर फर्स्ट हम लोग स्टार्ट करेंगे रिगार्डिंग स्टेट अफेयर्स के बारे में बात करेंगे बिकॉज आई थिंक यू आर द राइट पर्सन टू आस्क अबाउट कि भाई स्टेट में फुटबॉल का हालत क्या है, मतलब स्टेट जो भी स्टेट्स हैं, क्योंकि थोड़े ऐसे न्यूज़ निकल के आते हैं रिगार्डिंग एमपी, रिगार्डिंग सम स्टेट्स, आई थिंक नेमिंग विल बी रॉन्ग, तो वहाँ से निकल के आते हैं कि भाई क्रॉस रूट पे प्रोग्राम नहीं होता है, ठीक से वर्क नहीं होता है. Also the structure of the leagues are not proper. Some state bring players from other states and play in the league लीग फुटबॉल जो स्ट्रक्चर होता है उनका स्टेट का, उसमें बाहर के प्लेयर्स को खिला देते हैं. तो ये सब हो रहा है स्टेट में, कोई भी स्टेट हो उसमें ऐसे हो रहा है. तो आई थिंक ये तो मतलब बहुत खराब चीज़ है जो स्टेट करवा रही है. तो व्हाट यू थिंक अबाउट इट?
See, Musa, I'm not here to give any certificate to anyone. Right at the very outset, I need to clarify. It's just observations which I can speak about and just speak out my mind. Yeah. You know, the vast paradigm of Indian football, whenever we speak about mostly about the All India Football Federation. Understandably, that's the governing body. And obviously also the clubs. But rarely over the last 50 years or 60 years, hardly people have looked at the state associations, affiliated state units, and the other way around, the affiliated state units have not rightly looked at themselves in the right manner in which they should have. That's been my opinion always. Because the vastness of the country, the vast country that is India, it's impossible for one centralized office in Delhi, in Dwarka, New Delhi, to be controlling and developing football in the right manner we want to. There have been efforts. And it's not to say that that all state associations are bad or all state associations are good, but the involvement of state association needs to be more. That's what I mean to say. Because unless you develop it at the district level and the state associations level, the pipeline won't increase, and unless the pipeline increases, we again depend on the federation choosing the under 16, under 19, earlier the under 14 teams. So unless it's a wholehearted effort from each and every one, especially the state associations, we will be there where we are. And this has been the story for the last since my childhood, in the early 80s or the very late 70s. That late 70s, I was just a tiny kid at that time. From the 80s, I've not seen much of the state associations getting involved in the spirit which we all felt they should have. So therein, I believe, is a big question mark that needs to be addressed, not by the federation, by the state associations themselves.
Yeah. And I think most of the states are not running the leagues also in a proper way. And when they are asked to send their teams to the nationals, they send players from different states. I mean, like
Carry on.
Yeah, most of the players I have seen, when I see the name list and when I research about them, most of the players are from different states. Like जब 11 की नाम आते हैं, मतलब 11 प्लेयर खेलेंगे आज के इस मैच में, 5-6 तुम बाहर के स्टेट से ही खेल रहे हैं. मतलब इसका बड़ा रीजन क्या हो सकता है?
That's been the norm. That's not a reason. In fact, it's an open secret for anyone to understand why that happens, because you don't have good adequate players whom you feel are good enough to represent your state. Period. That's it. Otherwise, in any age group or tournament, men, women, and obviously senior nationals, men, women, everyone wants to build a team to win. If you and me get into a game of Ludo, which is almost extinct, after a certain time, the smiles will go away. We will just fight against each other to win. Sports is all about winning. Okay, the spirit of playing is there. The participation is there. So every state association, obviously for understandable reasons, wants to fill the best team. But as you very rightly said and point out, that if the leagues are not happening, where do you choose the players from? Exactly. You don't have any other avenue rather than to have hired soldiers playing for your state. Now, there was in the early 2000s, there was a rule passed by the All India Football Federation. I remember Mr. Alberto Colasso was the general secretary. The late Priyaranjan Das Munshi was the was the president of the AIFF, which said about the domicile rule. The domicile rule stated that a player to play in a Santosh Trophy can only represent the state where he was first registered as a player. So, which meant that the team of West Bengal, or the Bengal Santosh Trophy team, became hugely depleted because Bengal, being the Mecca of Indian football, then everyone used to play for Bengal, the big three or the big two of Kolkata, and Bengal used to kind of dominate the Santosh Trophy. That robbed West Bengal many players who had at that time playing for Mohan Bagan or East Bengal, the star-studded Indian squad. It allowed the other states to have their native players play. Now, over the years, with the calendar coming in and the clubs not allowing the players to go out to play for the Santosh Trophy, mostly fearing injuries, this domicile rule could have allowed the other states to fill their own native players, but it has kind of boomeranged because states के पास है ही नहीं. आप
Yeah.
लीग भी नहीं करवाते हो तो आप कैसे करोगे? And even in the state leagues which you mentioned, if you look at the Bengal League, how many Bengali players play the Bengal League? How
Hmm.
many? Because there players are playing from other states, the northeastern states mostly, in most of the clubs, which means that not either you are not going out to scout and spot the talent and groom the local talent which is available in the hinterland of your state, because it can't be that there's absolutely no one who can play football in the state at the kids level. That's not being scouted enough, and that's the reason. It's a very, very simple reason why they are fielding hired soldiers. It happened in even if you look back at the history of Ranji Trophy, there was a time when Bengal, the state I come from, used to have lot many hired soldiers play the Ranji Trophy. Bengal won the Santosh Trophy with hired soldiers. We call them hired soldiers. No more. The situation has changed for the better.
Yeah.
So you cannot just go to another state to play and try to cement. Come into limelight to grab a place in the in the Indian
Indian.
national team. That was
Hmm.
cricket. Football, unfortunately, as we do not have teams, the states do not have good teams, they look outside.
Yeah, and I think because there were lot of questions regarding when Robin Singh was scoring bangers for Karnataka in the Santosh Trophy, that Robin Singh comes from West Bengal. Yeah, and he's playing for Karnataka. So so many eyebrows were raised and so many questions were asked. Like, how is this possible? He's born in West Bengal. He comes from West Bengal. He's playing for Karnataka, giving glory to us. होते हैं थोड़े football ultras who didn't like the idea of this one. But I think उनको पता नहीं था the secret behind this भाई कि ऐसा हो रहा है football में. And this was happening like you mentioned about Ranji Trophy, about cricket. This was happening before in cricket also. But now the norms and rules changed and stuff. So I think yeah, this is the big reason. I think I got my answer.
And
Yeah,
and the vision of the two states you mentioned about Karnataka and West Bengal, obviously the player had got a kind of a approval consent from the other state, which is West Bengal in this case, allowing him to play for Karnataka, which
अच्छा,
meant maybe or not maybe the team management in Bengal felt that the player was not good enough to play for Bengal, and he went the other way around and played there. Obviously, he cannot choose. He has to get the form of consent from the state he is originally from, registered first, and it happened.
hmm. So I think how do I place it? मतलब like this is the incompetency of the scouts of West Bengal, or it's the eye of the coach, you can say, or
See, which states do have scouts? How
I don't.
many states do have scouts? Because you know what has happened is once upon a time, I won't say not long back, but yeah, till the 70s and 80s, there were lot many scouts all over Bengal. If I speak purely about Bengal football, because I hail from that state,
Hmm.
who did not have coaching degrees maybe, but like you and me, who go to a match to watch 3 4 5 days, and I say, oh, this X player, the number 7 number 8, has a good left foot, his covering is good, his calf muscle is good, the strength of the groin is good, can give diagonal passes, etc., etc. Try him out. So
Okay.
that was how the lesser known teams in the Kolkata League used to be built. And all those scouts, if I call them scouts, they were all prevalent all over Bengal in all the 14 or 15 or 16 districts which they have.
अच्छा.
They were of a certain age at that time. When I was a kid, they were around 50s or 60s, some of them not keeping well with old age catching up. That entire breed has gone extinct. They had done it, they used to do it for the love of the sport, purely out of benevolence, at absolutely charging no fee. They had good networking with the club officials in Kolkata, where they used to refer certain players. The coach used to have some trials and get them into the club. If good enough, they get. If not good enough, they move to another club. No harm in that. That's how it is done. Nowadays, there are licensed coaches, but how many licensed coaches are producing players and going out to be the scouts? I do not take this theory of having specialized scouts all over. It's obviously good that if you can afford scouts, lovely, because the competence of the scouts is point A, which is to be taken into consideration.
Yeah.
And if you have so many licensed coaches all over the state, the coaches are themselves the scout.
Hmm.
Is it only to run their own academies and get a substantial financial benefit that the license most of the licensed coaches are running the academies for, which is no harm, absolutely no harm. You earn money, you teach people, you teach kids and earn the money. Why not? It's a business proposition. It's a commercial proposition. Each and every sport is commercially viable. Now, those coaches, I would want to be the scouts of each and every state team or club team or academy team. We very often we speak about scouts. Okay, how many scouts do we have? We do not have much scouts, very honestly, and those scouts are the coaches themselves. So
अच्छा.
if the coaches who are coaching at the grassroots level take it up a bit more seriously, they can act as the scouts for the respective clubs, respective states, because each one of those clubs are coaching in their respective states. So it's giving back to not just the football, but the state where you belong to. This is
अच्छा.
entirely my opinion, and this
Hmm.
has absolutely no certification from anyone. We're just having a very candid chat and just
Yeah, yeah, of
came to
course,
my
yes.
mind and I said.
Yeah, yeah. No, because I've been listening a lot of things like there is no proper coaching. No, sorry, there is not proper scouting going on. And like in remote areas, the coach is like, he's sitting on it. Just you mentioned, कि भाई academy में बैठा है. He's just there, just eyeing around the areas around the academy. That's it. He's not going to the remote areas where the real talent is there. And he's not going to the local tournaments where he should go and find some unfurnished gems, वगैरह. So that's
See
been the
that
problem.
thing, that part. I would not directly blame the coaches. If you speak about going into the hinterland, the initiative needs to be coming from the state associations and the district associations, involving the coaches which we are speaking about. Because a coach who's there, obviously, first part is the marketing part of your own academy. If I have an academy, I'll be marketing it myself so that I get as many kids as possible. It's financially profitable for me. No harm in
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Hmm.
If I have 400 kids, five are good enough, I believe, to play at the under 14 level of the state, I refer them to the state association. If I want to build a academy team of my own, it's what the coach wants. Then
Hmm.
the coach goes into the scouting network. If the coach is very much happy with what he's having in his own academy financially and also sociologically, then he may not be looking around. Now, if that coach, for example, Musa and Nilanjan running two academies, we need to go and watch some tournaments, as you said, which are going on and scout and spot players. Now, me, Nilanjan, as a coach in my own academy, I have 400 kids. I charge a certain amount of money. I'm rest assured, I do not want to. But if the
Hmm.
state associations or the district association comes to me and said, hey, boss, you need to go there, I'll pay you this much, or out of benevolence, you
Yeah.
do it, I may be doing it.
Hmm.
Only then will I do it. So even if the initiative does not come from the district association and the state association, both of them need to be in sync. Why will the coaches move out? It's not always that we can blame the coaches. No, no, no. Absolutely not. Because the coaches are doing their job. If the coaches are not referring the better players of their academy to the state associations or the district associations, we would say, hey, you are not doing your job properly. But is it the coach's responsibility to go out? No, absolutely
No,
not.
I think,
He
yeah.
needs to be involved. In what capacity? It's not you and me in the administration. This is
Hmm.
generic, basic logic.
Yeah. So here, the district FA and the I think the state FA have to work on that. and lots, at least few scouts or few coaches. I think scouts is very difficult, to be honest. If they allot a few coaches for the academies, and also for, for scouting and things, I think थोड़ा सा तो हो सकता है वहां के मतलब लोकल प्लेयर्स को, जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं यहाँ पे बैठ के, भाई लोकल प्लेयर्स को आना चाहिए, लोकल प्लेयर्स को यहाँ पे हमको
Look,
बढ़ावा देना
look,
चाहिए.
look at the pockets which you have. Each and every state has certain pockets which the
हम्म.
state associations are aware of. If the pockets, certain pockets can be targeted at the outset, you cannot be targeting all 17, 18, 27, 35 districts at one go. Okay, target
हम्म.
the pockets which you believe are good enough to produce players, and then slowly, as and when it's a success. Now, obviously, what happens is people speak about the financial sustainability. And
Yeah.
very often, state associations mention that we do not get sufficient money from the federation.
Hmm.
The federation is running on a shoestring budget.
Yeah.
Obviously, there have been certain grants given to the federation from to the state respective state associations. Even during the COVID time, they were, and still now, the current management of the federation has kind of opened up giving funds to the state associations. Now, there are
Yeah.
certain criteria which you need to fulfill to be getting those funds.
अच्छा.
If you do not, if you do not, if you do not fulfill certain criteria, why are the money being given for? Why is the money being given for? Now,
Hmm.
financial sustainability, it's a chicken and the egg situation. You don't give us money, we cannot develop. Hey, you
Hmm.
kind of develop yourself and then we give you the money. The BCCI, which is brought into comparison, obviously there can be absolutely no comparison.
No, no, no
Simply
way.
because cricket has won. They have won 3 World Cups.
Yeah.
My age group has never seen India go to a semi-final of an Asian Cup.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
So you can't even get out of the second round in an Asian Cup, AFC Asian Cup, cannot even qualify to the Women's Asian Cup on merit. And you want us to expect the federation to be giving you the money in the same manner the BCCI is giving it, because it's not commercially, it's not profitable. It's not a profitable organization as BCCI
Yeah.
is. So the
Yeah.
financial sustainability of a club depends on the club, and the financial sustainability of a state association depends
Hmm.
on the state FA themselves. Now, it's obvious that the state FA cannot get in and get around 500 crores or 100 crores or whatever it is. The easiest way, which three states rather, I would say 4 states are doing, is build a cloud with the state government, with the state government.
Hmm.
If you are able to do it, you get some government support, because even the BCCI do not have stadia of their own. They depend on the stadia, which are the government stadia. And here we
Yeah.
are speaking about football and expect, okay, the infra has to be brilliant, which is a totally overrated concept, the infra. We need this, we need that. Involve the state association.
Hmm.
Odisha, Odisha Sports. Look at the
Yeah.
support coming in to Odisha from the Odisha Sports, not just football, in each and every sphere.
Yeah.
The government of Jharkhand was helping the women's team like anything, because the
Yeah.
Jharkhand FA was able to get in touch with the state
The
government
government.
out
Yeah.
there, and they
Hmm.
build a cloud. The
Yeah.
government of Mizoram helps the local football FA like anything. Now,
Yeah.
if you don't have the financial sustainability, which is understandable, there needs to be efforts from your side. Think out of the box, go out, approach people to at least get something back. You cannot sit on
Hmm.
your chair like this. मेरे पास है ही नहीं, मैं क्या करूंगा यार, मैं कैसे दाल चावल खाऊंगा, खाने का मन है बिरयानी, means obviously means खाने का मन है बिरयानी, which means is कि you want to produce exceptional talent.
Yeah.
That's what I mean to say. But
Yeah.
you need to go and approach people. So
Hmm.
that's at the max the best and state FA can do. Is that impossible? I would say it's not impossible. Make an effort, pursue it, do it themselves, and see what happens. Of the
Hmm.
37 state associations which we have, I'm sure 15 to 17 or 20 would be getting something from the state government. Definitely, definitely, definitely.
But they don't want to. They don't want to approach. I think they just, like you said, बैठ के मतलब बिरयानी तो नहीं मिलेगी. You have
नहीं
to work
देखो,
on
ये
it.
मीन्स ये तो स्टेटमेंट हो जाएगा फॉर अस टू से कि whether they want to approach or not. We can say, okay, you can do this.
Hmm.
Whether
Yeah.
they are, whether they want to do this or don't want to do this would be a big statement for me to make. And I
Yeah.
believe even you to make, and we shouldn't be getting into it. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
this is a candid chat, and I believe this can be done. As I
Hmm.
believe there can be many other alternatives or suggestions from other people.
Exactly.
So if
Yeah, yeah,
those
yeah.
are
Of course,
better,
yeah. Yeah.
please do it.
Hmm. I think yeah, what you mentioned right now, it's like it depends कि भाई उनको क्या करना exactly. What are their plans? Because see, AIFF now they have set a AIFF 2047 vision. हर 3 साल का एक अलग अलग vision है. I think if state affairs also make this kind of visions, not a longer one, एक 2 साल का vision, then after maybe 4 years का vision, not big dreams but small dreams that at least we start a new league from next season. Then after that कि भाई इतने players आने चाहिए next season से. Then after that we will bring in the women's team also. And I think this can help the state affairs, and this can directly help the national team setup, the clubs which are there in the ISL right now. So I think the state affairs have to look into this one. So moving forward, there was a good question, because I would love if you can answer this one, that ओडिशा फुटबॉल लीग से कोई क्लब क्यों नहीं आ रहा, बिकॉज आई लीग 2 में प्रमोट नहीं हुआ है, बाकी के स्टेट्स के हो रहे हैं थोड़े क्लब्स, आई थिंक पूरे स्टेट्स के तो नहीं हो रहे हैं. बट एक क्वेश्चन है, आई थिंक शाश्वत इज फ्रॉम ओडिशा एंड ही वांट्स टू नो दैट व्हाई देयर इज नो क्लब फ्रॉम ओडिशा गेटिंग प्रमोटेड टू द आई लीग 2, बिकॉज ऑफ द
Well,
लाइसेंसिंग आई गेस.
well, I'm not in any position to be saying why, but obviously they have Odisha FC from Odisha, which won the Super Cup 2 days back.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not that there isn't any club. So the second division, there's a second division league, second division which happens, and one has to qualify out there. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know what, the therein again you come back to what the attraction or the appeal of the sport is to the
Hmm.
general masses.
Hmm.
Because in that's not a pocket where football is extremely popular and played. If you
Hmm.
say men's football, women's football is more popular in Odisha than men's football. They have
अच्छा.
produced more women players than
Hmm.
men's national team players. The last guy to come up from Odisha was RP Singh, Rudra Pratap Singh, who played
Hmm.
at the national level for Mohun Bagan, was part of
Hmm.
the winning NFL squad. Bashudev Mondol, Renedy Singh, and RP Singh. RP, he used to be referred to the
Hmm.
midfield trio. I don't exactly remember whether RP went on to play for India or not. I don't exactly remember. But obviously, the appeal has not been there because maybe the state, I'm saying maybe, I'm not aware.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe the state leagues are, or the district leagues are not being played in the proper spirit, which kind of forces or tempts a young guy or a young kid to be picking up football over cricket or any other sport for that matter. There are many tribal belts out there, and there's a huge amount of women's football talent which has come out from Odisha, and at a time they were women's national champions, and 30-40% of representation of the women's team have been from Odisha. Pyari, I remember, the name immediately strikes a chord. Pyari Zaza, the winger of the women's national team, hails from Odisha.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why it can't be done. I'm not in any exact position to be answering that. Maybe the someone needs to be looked at the district leagues. Maybe I'm not aware what the situation of the district leagues are there.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess because I think main thing comes licensing, and also the grounds, also the help from the local FAs and also from the state government, like you mentioned. So there are many things to take in consideration. So I think शाश्वत भाई, there are a lot of things कि भाई इतना आसान नहीं होता लाइसेंसिंग वगैरह कराना. यहाँ पे फंड्स की भी बात होती है, बहुत अलग बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स की बात होती है यहाँ पे. नॉट जस्ट वन फैक्टर कि भाई आप स्टेट लीग जीत गए तो आप डायरेक्टली आई लीग 2 में आओगे, ऐसा नहीं होता. आई थिंक क्राइटेरिया तो है कि आपकी स्टेट लीग जीतने के बाद आपको चांस मिलता है वहां पे आने का, बट आई थिंक यहाँ पे मॉनिटरी चीजें भी होती हैं एंड बहुत सारे अलग भी फैक्टर्स होते हैं मेरे हिसाब से. तो एंड ऑल्सो दिस वन कि महाराष्ट्र में मेंस स्टेट लीग क्यों नहीं हो रहे. महाराष्ट्र इज आई थिंक महाराष्ट्र इज वन ऑफ द best football producing. They have pool of talent over there, because I've been to Kolhapur, I've been to Pune, I've seen the local leagues, the district leagues. They're mad about football, but we have seen only one club, not one now. Kenkre is there, and also Mumbai City FC is there, and one more club was
See,
there.
see, see that the leagues need to be played in each and every district. It's not just one city which we should be speaking about. In each, as you very rightly say, the passion for the sports in Maharashtra is huge. Is
Yeah,
huge. It's a sporting state. In fact, it's not
yeah.
just football. It's a sporting state, Maharashtra. Now,
Mm.
each and every district needs to be conducting the leagues of their own. And the easiest way to do it is, Musa, do you want all of us to believe that the district associations
Mm.
cannot run 4 or 5 district academies of their own in their own district where they train around 150 to 200 boys and girls, irrespective of them being boys and girls, and have small sided games amongst themselves? Is it difficult? It's absolutely not. You have licensed coaches. You have
Yeah, of
licensed
course.
coaches
Yeah,
in your state. Each and every coaches has. Each and every state has. The number of coaches are huge in India now. Not in comparison to other countries, neighboring countries, we have huge.
yeah,
Employ 2 or 3 states coaches from districts. Okay, Monday and Wednesday this area, Tuesday and Thursday this area, and this area. You have 3 academies, as you said. Start with pockets, not the entire states. Every district association, and then play leagues amongst themselves. A tournament amongst themselves. All you have need is a transport to bring the kids from travel around 5 to 10 kilometers. That's it, and nothing else. And if you do it regularly, the guys would be playing. That's where the game time increases. Get into the baby leagues then, and then areas where don't have the league, the kids would be looking forward to the senior district leagues. I
yeah.
remember leagues in my hometown, Chinsura. It was a Dutch settlement. Used to call it, still it's called Chuchura in Bengali.
Mm.
There used to be players from the Kolkata League coming over to play the Chinsura League. And during my childhood days, when I was a kid, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people used to throng the grounds just to watch those matches, because there were people playing, and there were kind of training centers in each of the districts. So be it Maharashtra, be it Haryana, be it Bengal, Karnataka, the state where you come from, Kerala, it's the same recipe everywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe it's there. If it's there, spread it around. If it's not there, start it, please.
I think yeah, they have to at least look at it, because I'll tell you my personal experience. Like I said, I used to stay in Karnataka also. I used to play from a certain district, and not from the district. We used to play the district league. I was, I think, in 11th standard, the first year of college, and from there I was not that good, but still, we were in the top teams. Like, so I was not selected from there. But when I went to Mumbai to study higher for my higher education, and I was getting easily into the Mumbai Football Association second league. I think the team's name was Catholic. I forgot the name. It
Mhm.
was around something like the Catholic Gymkhana or something. It's very famous, in Mumbai also. So I was getting in that team. So when I came back and started playing again in the the local league of my district, the ex district I'm talking about, तो वहां पे मुझे फिर से चांस नहीं मिल रहा था. It was like the players were bought from other districts to play for our district, like the same situation. And wahan pe they were pushing those players up because the district association had very good links with the players parents and stuff like that, the kind of small bribery stuff like that. So this, I think ये अभी भी चलती होगी मेरे हिसाब से, because this मैं तो ये तो आंखों देखी है. So I think this has been a system in India for so long that sometimes when
Does
I go to the local, because here in Dubai there are local leagues, and I'm very well connected here in the local leagues. When I go there and talk to the coaches, I say if there is any chance for this player to play and stuff like that from my academy. So they will like, this is not India. And I was, to be honest, it was not surprising for me to hear that, because that coach is also Indian. So
no, things have changed, but it still exists. I believe it's a sociological concept or sociological vice which we exactly means can't ignore each
yeah,
and every time. Every time someone beat admission in a school, beat admission everywhere, it's there.
yeah, yeah.
थोड़ी सी जुगाड़ है तो कर दो ना, please.
Mhm.
That's a sociological vice, and obviously the tentacles will be there in each and every sphere of life. But
But
but I would say that's no more not the sole criteria anymore. It maybe still exists, but there's been a huge change in the manner in which teams are selected at any level, be it a club or the academy level, obviously it can still exist. But at the national level, at the sub junior level, at the for the national team, absolutely not. And I trust it's also the same for the ISL clubs and the I League clubs. I cannot vouch for the state associations, but it's still mostly on merit. Gone are those days. Those days existed. Maybe it still exists, but not very minuscule percentage. It's been my experience. I may be wrong. I may be wrong.
Yeah, yeah, I get it. बट इसमें आई थिंक यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा चांस जो अच्छा होता है प्लेयर या फिर एक बेटर प्लेयर को चांस थोड़ा सा मतलब हो जाता है कि भाई थोड़ा सा डिसहार्टन हो जाता है कि व्हाई नॉट मी, आई वाज द बेटर प्लेयर देन हिम, ये वाला स्टफ आ जाता है। तो आई थिंक यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा, बट दिस इज नॉट गोना एंड in my opinion. This is not going to end. Like I said, it's like a sociological problem, so this, I don't think so it will be ending anytime soon.
No, it's
uh,
it's it's a
yeah,
sociological vice. You can't
yeah,
help it.
yeah. So what do you think of the I League 2 division? Is there will be a lot of help, I guess, if the teams get increased, and like now there have been too many like things going on in the, बहुत सारे modifications हो रहे हैं Indian football में. Like recently the AIFF announced that there will be no international players or foreigners playing in the local leagues or the state FAs. So what do you think about it?
Well, it's both sides of the coin. It's both sides of the coin. On one side, obviously, one school of thought will always be saying that okay, with no foreign players, right from the childhood, right from that stage, I won't say childhood, the competitive spirit of and the experience of playing against burly, physical foreign players, a player does not get a chance, does not get the exposure to. That's one side of the coin. The other side of the coin, obviously, the decision was taken, I guess, balancing both sides is that more and more players come and play so that there's a paucity of players for the national team in certain positions, which is very much understandable. And obviously, in each and every state league or anywhere, the spine of the team is controlled by the foreigners. So
Hmm.
the Indian players, even at that stage, are not getting to play. So are we or we were, in fact, moving on to a stage where we wouldn't have any even Indian striker playing in a state league or a Indian central defender playing in an Indian state league. So maybe that's what prompted the decision. It's a welcome decision if you ask me. You lose something, you gain something. You need
Yeah.
to toss up what you are losing and what you are gaining. If you want to be a critic and be negative, you can be critic and negative of everything, from the
Yeah.
from your headphone to the color of my shirt to your background to my background. And if you want to take out the positives, we can take out positives from everywhere. It's about the perspectives in which you look at it. And I would be looking it in the right direction, that okay, till a certain level, there are 11 Indians who are playing, because if you're allowing them to play, you are kind of stopping that kid from moving away from football to a different sport. If a kid is hell bent on playing up front, मैं हमें striker ही खेलना है हमें wing back नहीं खेलनी है. Everyone wants to play a striker because they idolize a Cristiano Ronaldo or a Mbappe or a Haaland or a Lionel Messi, obviously, or a Sunil Chetri. How many of them idolize a Akash Mishra? How
Yeah.
many? They
Yeah.
don't. It's a psychology of the kids. Me as a kid only idolized Diego Maradona. Always. अरे हमें तो Maradona बननी है. हमें पीछे नहीं देखना था. As I grew older, I understood what a Franco Baresi was, what a Paolo
Yeah.
Maldini was. But
Exactly.
उस समय हमें मैराडोना बनना था, हमें जीको बनना था, लिनेकर गैरी लिनेकर बनना, गोल करनी. So if the kid is not getting the chance to be 16, 17, 18, 19 to be playing in his position, okay, we are taking it for granted that is good enough. He'll move to a different sport.
Hmm.
So it's football's loss. It's a very good initiative, very good initiative. You lose something, which is the competitive spirit and the physical
Exactly.
nature of the kids, of the players getting used to. But at what cost? It was very much required. It was
Yeah.
very much required. I would say it's my personal opinion. Very good, very good.
Exactly. My opinion also matches. I was also thinking the same thing कि भाई competitive edge थोड़ा सा चला जाएगा, but then again the striking position, the attacking position everywhere Indian. So it's like a win-win situation in my opinion. I would say a welcome decision. And also here Bhanjapa is saying that I League divisions should have 28 teams from all states and also union territory teams. So can this help Indian football in future? I said yeah. By
Well, you
कहाँ से
need
budget start?
you need to have teams, that many teams from
Exactly.
the states champions. Only then, and there is, as you mentioned, certain licensing criteria. Okay, that can be relaxed a bit. It's up to the federation and the management, but you need to have teams. It's impossible for the federation to be going out and getting a team in a union territory. By aap team bana lo, hum aapko. It can't happen.
Hmm.
It's a very valid point, but who makes the team? That's
Yeah.
where the discussion started from, and eventually we'll again be going back to the same discussion.
Yeah, yeah. Got a point there. Yeah, there is a lot of question regarding Siddhi community, sir. I mean, they have been very good athletics. I mean, like I think recently someone won a bronze in judo, and there are some athletes who are getting good medals in the track. The track record is also good. So why not in football? I have seen them play football. I have seen the local leagues. If you know that there is a Siddhi community in Mangalore. Yeah,
Very
there is.
much, very
Yeah,
much,
yeah, yeah.
very much.
So I have been to tournaments there. I have enjoyed, watching their tournaments and the way they are professional, the way they are built, and they are so athletically apt. So why?
Did you get a chance to watch Juja Siddi play?
No, never.
Oh, well, he was a national team player, Juja Siddi, early 2000.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were it's about all the tribal bells. Obviously the Siddhi community is there. There are a lot many tribal bells who are physically muscular. They play the sport. Everyone plays football out there. It's again we go back to point one where we started from. Obviously they need to be tapped.
Hmm.
The state association doesn't have any responsibility there. If you are failing to get teams out there, approach them. Not that they may be good enough to play for your state, but what is the state association doing for those tribes? It's not just the Siddhi community, for all the tribal areas that we have. Popularize the sport. If you are not able to, financially not sustainable, you can't do it. Involve the state government. The state government would be very willingly going out to help the tribal communities. It's just the manner in which you approach it, present it, put it on the table, and try to do it out there.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we'll just be keeping on talking. Obviously, people expect the federation to going into Mangalore and the Jujje and the Siddhi community to be getting the talent out from there. They need to route through the state association. It's not cannot be done directly by the football federation themselves. Why not the state association themselves?
Yeah, this is a big question. This is a big question because like when I saw, like I have seen a lot of leagues. I have been in a lot of leagues. I have been playing a lot of departs footballs when I was in college, because I used to travel a lot in Karnataka, or you can say southwise for football especially, because there were times कि भाई tournaments होते थे जहाँ पे आपको एक टूर्नामेंट के 3-4 हज़ार मिल जाते थे. तो I used to go a lot of times going and playing. That was my passion. I didn't study much. So I used to tap in areas like this. So when I saw that, it's like back of the mind. I forgot that there was a Siddhi community. I used to think, कि भाई, those were travelers when they came to Britishers, brought them here and stuff like that. And it's the real story that Britishers brought them here. And we seriously need someone to tap it. Like not only in Karnataka, also there is a Gujarati speaking Siddhi community there. Also the Rajasthan, there is a Siddhi community there. So we have a lot of areas.
The Jharkhand tribal
Exactly.
areas, the Odisha tribal areas.
Yeah.
You go and popularize the sport, involve them, get them into the sport. They're already playing the sport. These communities play football, and if it's a bit of a kind of pat on the back, you'll be getting someone from there, definitely.
Mhm. Exactly. Moving forward, I wanted to ask you this question: is Igor Stamak the right coach for India on the current situation? I would say.
Well, he's a national coach. My full support to whoever the national coach will be. I'm not in any position to be saying, oh, this coach is good or this coach is bad, because he comes with a certain pedigree. Even the club coaches, they are qualified coaches. Come on, we need to. People, what happens? Fans expect a certain thing in their own mindset. The fans need to educate themselves much more. For example, what happens is, what means where this question comes from is, in the 18 matches of the ISL, which minimum matches, or 20 matches in the ISL, minimum matches a club plays, there's a young player who gets around 4 or 5 matches to play, 10-15 minutes each, 100 minutes of play time in the Hero Indian Super League. Okay. In those 100 minutes, the guy scores 1 goal, or maybe comes as a central defensive string, 2 tackles, 1 or 2 dribbles, 1 or 2, 3 crosses. That's max a guy can do in those 100 minutes of total game time in the league.
Yeah.
Immediately, due to the social media, power of the social media, fans kind of hero worship him to that such level that this is the future of Indian football. Fair enough. He needs to be given a chance. He can win us against Iran. He needs to be given against play match time against Japan. Little do they look into the situation of what their physique is, what their muscle power is, what their groin strength is, what their technical capabilities are, where the guy goes after passing the ball. Is he in the open? Is he a free player? What their groin strength is, what their peripheral vision is. Do they fall back to help the team? People do not look into. They just look into the one dribble and 1 cross and the goal that he has scored. And there's a huge pressure being put on the national coach, whoever it may be, It happened with Stephen. It's happening with Igor. That okay, fans are demanding, abusing like anything, emotional. Passion is something, being emotional is something else. And the guy gets a call up. Now it's up to the in the camp, up to the education level of the fans. We need to understand the difference between domestic football and international football. There's a huge difference. Huge difference. Ask any player who's played for India, any Tom, Dick, and Harry, 1 match, 2 match, 3 match, a match against Nepal or a Bangladesh or a Bhutan. Difference क्या था? पहला बात आपको बोलेगा, आंख बंद करके मैं स्टैम्प पेपर में लिख देता हूं, सर आईएसएल में इतने टाइम मिलता है बॉल मिलने के बाद, यहाँ पे तो बॉल मिलते मिलते पैर पे घुस गया बंदा. Against Bangladesh and against Nepal, mind you, those two countries do not have good specific leagues in their country.
Yeah.
So what the fans always have a tendency of abusing the coach, kind of giving a big question mark on Igor Stimash, or previously Mr. Stephen Constantine, और उससे पहले Wim Koevermans, उससे पहले Mr. Savio Medera, Bob Houghton, Naeem Saab, blah 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 blah. If you go back, be patient enough, boss. He's the national coach. Give him the time. There's a huge tournament coming up, which is the Intercontinental Cup. We have the SAF Championship. We are moving on to play the Mardeka, and good preparation. And yeah, you have the Asian Cup. Be a critic. Don't be negative and abuse the coach. It's not to say that, okay, I'd be saying, oh, everything of the coach is good. If I am upset, I have all the reason to say, okay, I am upset. But we shouldn't be abusing the coach, or shouldn't in personally pulling him down, or judging his credentials. Okay, he's a bad coach or a good coach. I trust I have been able to clarify what the situation is. A coach cannot give results each and every day. Jose Mourinho can't. Pep Guardiola can't. Igor Stimash won't be able to. But that does not take away the credentials which he has, and that does not take away the credentials that propelled people to put him on the hot seat and renew his contract for the Indian national team. It was done for a reason, and it's obvious. So we need to respect whether he's a good coach or not. Obviously, he's a good coach. Results coming in, that's a different matter altogether. But his credentials, you can't question his credentials.
We can't question the credentials.
That's because people say, is Igor Stimash the right coach to be coaching India? Because he was chosen and his contract has been renewed. He's the best coach which we have. Simple, period. We need to support him.
Yeah. So I think I also kind of agree with the idea of like, he's the national team coach, just respect him for now. Until and unless he leaves, or until and unless that...
Be upset, ask questions. But he is the coach in the Asian Cup, so he needs the support of the fans.
Yeah. Uh, I think UP Haryana has players. I think Himanshu Jangra is from Haryana. I think, yeah, and also Sonu Beniwal is one player. Sumit Pasi is also a player. So I think Haryana has
Okay.
players.
So
Yeah.
Sonu Beniwal, that was a name I heard after a long time. Where is Sonu, by the way? Means I'm not,
So Sonu is he last played in Hindustan FC, I guess. उसके बाद तो मुझे भी याद नहीं
because
कहाँ पे
he
चला
he
गया.
was part of the India under 19 squad under
Yeah,
column toll AFC qualifiers. Him and Bikramjit Singh were the two
exactly.
central defenders. The squad which gave us, I remember the squad, many international players from that squad.
Yeah,
Pritam Kotal, Narayan Das, the two central defenders never played senior India. Brandon on the right, Shehnas Pranoy in the middle, Halicharan Narzari on the left.
exactly.
Uh, in front, there was Johnny Chan Singh. Probir Das was part of that squad.
Yeah.
It was a good squad under Colin Joseph
Yeah,
Toll.
and
I
I
was
think
lucky enough to.
they made their debut against Turkmenistan in back in
Yeah,
2000.
we beat Turkmenistan. We lost
Yeah,
to Uzbekistan 2-1. Brandon was red carded in a match where Sumit Pasim hit the post. A match which we should have won. We should have won. We were the better team. Freezing temperatures in Tehran around -2. It was snowing. We lost to Iran 3-0. They were obviously the much better team.
of course.
It had an effect on the last match, which was a kind of a heartbreak for us. We lost to Pakistan 1-2. Saddam Hussein was the captain of the Pakistan under 19 team at that time. Saddam even scored against India when they came on to play under 23 in Bengaluru. A good friend of mine, but that's the closest we came. I won't say the closest, that's a good under 19 team under Colin Joseph Toll. I remember I was
Yeah,
lucky enough to be the media officer there. Extreme sub-zero temperatures in Tehran.
I think
Full snow.
one of the best under 19 teams. Even when I witnessed them.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
look at the transition of players from the under 19 to the senior team, that was the best batch.
yeah,
And also the previous Arrows batch, all of that batch moved to the Indian Arrows under Akhtar Pappos for a year.
yeah.
And
I think it was
hence
called.
obviously they got good quality coaching. Akhtar for 1 year, Colum Joseph told from the under 16 days. So they were a lucky batch. They were a lucky
Yeah,
batch.
I think it was Pylon Arrows, something like that. The team name was that used to play in the I
No,
League Two, I guess, right?
the name was Indian Arrows. Poilan
Acha.
came in as the sponsor, and they said they
Ah,
replaced Indian with Poilan because they were the sponsors. The
acha,
team's name was very much Arrows. So it was Indian Arrows, which was first formed in Delhi. The batch had many international players: Gurpreet Sandhu, Abhishek Das, Raju Gaikwad, on the left Panay, Milan Singh, Jewel Raja Sheikh, brilliant midfielder, faded out, Shilton De Silva. Oh my goodness, what a player, what an engine. Lalindika Ralte, up
Lalte.
front Manamdit Singh and JJ Lalpeklua.
These were the players.
So
Yeah, they're one of the best matches.
it was also a batch, and they finished fifth in the league, in the I
Acha,
League. At that time, they finished fifth in the league. And I remember that match against Mohan Bagan, title contenders, star-studded Mohan Bagan. JJ completed his hat trick in the first 23 minutes at the Tau Devilal Stadium in Gurgaon. And one of the goals, he was mad about that goal. He kept on pressurizing me, sir, wo goal ki video, goal ki video, goal ki video. And I eventually, those were different days, I eventually got him one of a half turn. He chested the ball on the edge of the box and with a half turn, bang into the top corner. What a goal and what a play. JJ Lalpeklua. It's a
yeah,
brilliant batch. It was a brilliant batch. And that batch moved from they finished fifth in the league
acha,
in a league of 13 or 12 teams, fifth in the league.
acha,
And we moved on. We moved on directly from the I League to play the AFC under 23 qualifiers in Doha.
acha,
Wherein we lost 3-1. We took the lead, JJ giving us the lead first half. 1-1 at half time. Hassan Al Hados, the current Qatar under 20 under World Cup captain, Hados was the team captain under
acha,
23 at the
acha,
time.
acha.
He was linked with Fulham at the time.
Yeah,
And we lost 3-1 because there was a goalkeeping error which happened. We went out for the equalizer at the last minute. They put it 3-1. In Pune, when they came back, it was a tale of missed chances. We missed a penalty. Dikam missed a penalty. It's not to blame. We were losing. We were winning 1-0. They equalized at the 89th minute. Manan missed. JJ missed. Everyone missed. 2-0 could have sent us through to the Olympic qualifiers second round. But yeah, those were the matches. Anyway, a
Yeah.
different. We just diverted from the topic. I'm very emotional
But
when
yeah,
I speak about it.
that was a good. I would say that was a great batch. Before I think the batch of 2017 World Cup also was kind of close, but I think that batch was a different breed, in my opinion. Yeah. So there is a question regarding why is Bengal football dying day by day. I don't know the answer of this one, but I think Sir can answer this.
No, no, it's very difficult to answer. You Bengal, the town where I belong to, where my mom and dad stay, my ancestral house is Kalyani, where the I League is played. A very picturesque town. 200 meters from my house, there's a huge ground. Three football grounds put into one, and each and every evening there are around minimum 450 to 475 kids who come on for football coaching. And if you
That's
ask me to believe that region has given us so many players and they are being coached by players who are ex-internationals, that there's no talent.
absolutely.
Trans the transition from the sociological context of Bengali players has also stopped because cricket has made an inroad in Bengal. So what Bengal football had a clout, it has lost its clout, and people obviously cricket is equally popular, if not equally popular in the urban areas of Bengal, or I would say more popular. And in areas, if you go move on into the other districts, the northern districts, and also the central Bengal, again people you need to go and spot players and scout players. Bengal district leagues do happen, and it's the local Bengali players who are playing out there. Who's scouting? Who's scouting? In fact, even in the other podcast, we were having a very great discussion. Why don't Mohun Bagan Super Giants and East Bengal send their scouts for the academies to get players from all over the Bengal region? Well, it's an unfortunate situation, and the Bengal Kolkata League is played more by players from other states than Bengali players. I'm saying that other states player shouldn't be given a chance. I'm not saying that, but they are playing because they are better. It's as
Yeah,
simple as that.
yeah,
So Bengali players, we need to admit, are not good anymore. If you even look at the national team, if you even look at the national team, in the starting lineup, we do not have any Bengali player
yeah,
from
yeah.
Bengal.
Right.
Subhashish Bok and Pritam Kotal are at the bench. And
Yeah,
the most important area where Bengal players had a monopoly was under the bar, the goalkeeping region. So
exactly.
over the years, Bhaskar Ganguly, Atanu Bhattacharya, Tanumoy Basu, Devashish Mukherjee, Hemonto Dora, Prashanto Dora, and obviously the great Subroto Paul.
Yeah.
Arindam
I
Bhattacharya.
think Arandam Bhattacharya is also one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Arindam, I'm not sure, but maybe
A few matches,
Subhashish
I
Roy
think.
Chaudhary. Subhashish played India.
Subhashish Roy
So,
Chaudhary.
but if you look at the current goalkeeping situation, there's not even a single Bengali goalkeeper who's there in the ISL. How many of them? Maybe I'm missing one. Maybe I'm missing one. Subroto Paul still trains at the age of 36, 37, regular.
Yeah.
3 hours a day. He's a kind of a mad guy. He trains each and every day. So if you ask who's the best Bengali goalkeeper, we'll still say, oh, Subroto Paul is the best Bengali goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So even under the bar, the monopoly, the Bengali goalkeepers have lost it. So that's what the unfortunate situation is.
Right. There was few more comments which I would love to take. Uh, this one, Bengal is a lot producing factory. There is no hope right now. No, there is
No,
hope.
that's
Yeah.
there's hope in each and every sphere. It cannot be said that there's no hope. Then the earth comes to a standstill. As absolutely not. It's only that all stakeholders need to come out together. So if you speak of Bengal, Football Federation is not involved. The ISL clubs are not involved. The I League clubs are not involved. Who's involved? The Bengal State Association and the district associations. If they want, it can happen because the factory is there, the raw material is there. You need to scout it, nurture it, fine tune it, and then the road is open for you. It's as simple as that. Now, if none of them are willing to do it, obviously, someone asking the question, there's no hope. Obviously, there's no hope there. But I doubt that that's not the situation.
फुटबॉल टॉक्स दिस इज नॉट एकदम से इमिनेंट नहीं होगा बट इन फ्यूचर देयर विल बी लॉट ऑफ डर्बी मैचेस वी विल सी इन दैट इन द फ्यूचर लखनऊ से फुटबॉल टीम होनी चाहिए एमपी से राजस्थान से बिहार से झारखंड से हाँ एवरी स्टेट लाइक वी टॉक एवरी स्टेट से होनी चाहिए एटलीस्ट इन डिवीजन 2 लखनऊ से आई थिंक टेक्ट्रो लखनऊ एक टीम है एंड राजस्थान से राजस्थान यूनाइटेड एफसी है झारखंड से भी अभी टीम्स आएंगे आई लीग 2 में जरूर जल्द से जल्द इट्स विल टेक अ बिट ऑफ टाइम live score right now I saw 0-0 चल रहा था of are you following the matches of under 17 teams sir?
Yeah, very much, very
Yeah,
much,
so I think
very much.
they have been doing brilliant in the Spain exposure to no matter what's the result, that's the other thing, but still it's half time, it's still 0-0, it's half time, you are
See,
playing against
they have the under 16 level. We have always done well.
yeah
And Bibiano has qualified 3 batches. Bibiano Fernandez has qualified 3 batches, under 16 batches, for the AFC under 16 finals. We were at the quarterfinals against Korea Republic in 2018.
yeah
Bibiano always insisted we had a better team in 2020, but owing to COVID, the boys did not get a chance at all. And this time, we have an equal good team, which he says, which is to play in Thailand in June.
yeah
The question is, how many of those under 16 boys who played in 2018 have gone on to play for the senior team? How many of them? And if you ask me, none. How many of them are regular starters for the ISL teams? Very few. Very, very few. I saw Thoiba playing the other day. I missed some matches due to some personal work for Odisha FC. He was in that batch. How many? So that's the transition which needs to be addressed. 16 to 17 to 19 and 19 to then. Now, with the Indian arrows having been taken off for, again, a logical reason, means there are 2 sides of the coin for that. How do those under 19 boys get into the mainstream? Because despite the arrows being there, they were not able to get into the mainstream of under 22, maybe, yes, of the senior team, losing track somewhere down the line. So
yeah
these boys from under 17 who give us hope, who have been giving us hope, and we have been regular qualifiers into the AFC under 16 level, not just this batch. Each and every batch we have qualified. If you speak from 2011, only 1 batch has missed, which was the batch of Anirudh Thapa and Prosenjit and Jerry Lalrinzuela.
yeah
I would say the best batch, who missed out to Kuwait. In Kuwait, was being coached by Gautam Ghosh, very good friend of mine. A brilliant batch. Nuruddin was there, I remember. Bedeshwar was there. Bodo was there. Dipendra Negi was there. Thapa was absolutely brilliant. Nizam Muchahari was there. How many of them, except Anirudh Thapa, play for the national team or the ISL? Dheeraj was there at that time. Dheeraj was in the goal. Amit Tudu was one of the central defenders. Jayananda was one of the central defenders. How many of them are there? Amay Ranawate was the right back at that time. Amay has been playing. So
yeah
the transition needs to be addressed. If we go gaga about under 17 batches, I'm not willing to anymore, because all of that talent is not transpiring at the senior level or the under 19 level for some reason or the other. Obviously, maybe in a different discussion on a different day.
yeah
But
right
yeah, I've been following and hoping that they do well, and there's no reason for them not to do well, even despite being pitted in the group of death. And the preparation has been sublime. The federation has given them all the opportunities to go and train in a very good environment and get some leagues. Some international matches would have also helped, maybe, but at least you get something. Even in 2018, the guys, I remember, played 24 matches, international matches, before moving on to play in Malaysia at that time.
अच्छा
So the preparation even this time has been good.
what happened what happened to Tata Football Factory?
Well, it's not a. You need to be asking the wrong person, because it was the private initiative, and when there are private initiatives, someone from outside cannot be commenting. It's not right for someone to be
Yeah, yeah.
commenting on it. If you look back, so many, the pipeline was huge, but we only hope, let's say hope, as a football fan, with the Tata family being in Jamshedpur FC and the ISL,
Hmm.
Indian Super League, and being there at the domestic level, at the highest level, maybe they can revamp the structure out there, which gives out the supply line, obviously, to their system and the club, and indirectly in the near future to the national team. But
National team.
what went wrong? It's I won't say means it's still there. There are also other academies which are picked up. The Federation Academy has been producing players a lot, much more.
Right. Okay. So what do you think? See, down the league, just like now, development league is starting, and ISLs are like ISL teams are also increasing the matches, and this everything is happening in the background. So down the line, if you look at the Indian national team, how much time it will take us to get into the the knockouts, proper knockouts of AFC Cups, AFC Asian Cup. I'm speaking here, and also the suppose the World Cup.
Answer me a question which I ask each and every one, not to be mistaken.
Yeah.
Name a country, name
Okay.
a country, or name two countries whom we can beat in all age groups, men and women.
Uh, except for neighbors, even neighbors is very difficult to be honest. On current
You have
on
your
current
answer there. You have your
current
answer there. You have your answer there. I was with the team in the last SAF championship in Maldives. Had a not certain Sunil Chetri
Hmm.
took up the entire onus on himself कि भाई जीतनी है और कितना बेइज्जती है. We wouldn't have won this. Women's have we have lost it,
Yeah.
and it hurts and pains each and everyone. So step by step, my question has the answer to it. It's unfortunate, but that's the reality. We speak in seminars, we speak in podcasts. Eventually, Musa, what matters? What
Yeah.
matters is results, nothing
True.
else.
True.
Each and every country has been winning and developing. There's a certain set of individuals who want us to believe, a certain set of coaches. Okay, football is not about results. I do not agree with that. Maybe what they say, they have some logic. If you
Hmm.
look at 2019, we lost 0-2 against UAE, the country where you are now.
Yeah.
In the UAE Asian Cup, in your means in the country where you are now, in a match which we should have won, we hit the post three times. Sunil had
Yeah.
an open header,
Yeah.
Ashik had an open chance, but we played our hearts out. And at the end of the night, I was on a different duty for the AFC. I watched that match on the ground. I came out proud. Okay, no problem if we lose likewise. And
Yeah.
congratulatory messages coming in from everywhere.
Yeah.
Two
Even
years
even
down the line,
even the Bahrain game was unlucky in my opinion. We played, we were
anyway,
steady,
two,
and yeah.
2 years down the line, we lost 0-6.
Hmm.
So something's wrong somewhere, and we need to admit and look at it. And therein again, my question: name one country where each and every age group, men and women, whom we can beat.
I think
So
even I
people
could
who
have
ask
named
the question of people,
many.
people who ask the people, people who ask the question of the World Cup should be asking this question to themselves, and
I
then
guess yeah.
and then initiating that storm on social media or seminars or international conferences. And
Hmm.
eventually people come and say, oh, 1.43 billion people, no 11 players. Ah, the English press, the international press is a favorite line for them. And
Yeah.
we buy that logic. Somewhere down the line, someone from Europe comes up who's a brilliant, what do you say, with brilliant credentials. We need to invest in the youth. You and me know it, what we need to do. We have been talking 1 hour, 4 minutes on what needs to be done. We do not need to hear from someone else. But you and me saying people won't hear. someone else coming out and saying from Europe, people with you. Anyway, it's a long topic which Musa will go.
Yeah. So there's a question: when we will get back those interviews of players by Nilanjan Dutta? I used to do a lot of interviews in the back of the day, I guess.
That
So
no. That this has been going on. It means a lot, but I'm no more with the federation. I just chat with them on WhatsApp and over the phone.
अच्छा,
Those were being done by for the federation. Obviously, there's a capable media team out there which obviously will be looking into it. Maybe soon on a podcast or YouTube channel in a different concept altogether. You never know. There are certain other priorities which I have, so maybe. But heartbeats for Indian football, and everyone every time there.
exactly. So, sir, if you're getting late, it's okay. You can take the leave. If you have time, so we can discuss more. No issue. If it's late for
Or
you,
maybe
then
maybe another couple of questions, and then we
surely,
push
surely, surely. And I had a big question regarding the grassroots program, which is initiated by AIFF, in the current regime, and they are saying like the kids they are going to encourage all the states, like the baby leagues are on right now in every, not in every state, but in some few states, तीन चार चल रहे हैं हर स्टेट में लीग्स, थोड़े मतलब हर डिस्ट्रिक्ट में तो नहीं है. तो इससे like how do you see down the line कि how many years it will take to bring up a proper structure of baby leagues, a proper structure of players where a state is producing around thousands of players, at least a thousands of players, minimum a year.
I believe the last baby league, I do not remember the numbers. There was some 30,000 players involved or whatever. The previous edition of the baby leagues, golden baby leagues, GBLs, we used to call them, and it will only take off from there. But obviously, you need small operators having those leagues, doing those leagues amongst themselves. And it again goes back to what we were discussing, that those district state associations, if you have 4 academies, what stops you from
Hmm.
200 players in one academy? Minimum you will get. Minimum. Divide them into 10 teams, play matches amongst themselves, and play the inter-academy matches. That's a baby league. You do not need to have something glittering to be called it a golden baby league. How I played football till the school level, I was not good enough to means play at the district level in Bengal. Forget the college and the university. How we played was in the Chinsura Maidan. There were 5 huge grounds, one street separating one ground from the other. They were around minimum 10 to 11, what do you say, footballing academies being coached by all former internationals. And each and my team, we had my age group, we had 5 or 6 teams, and we used to play amongst ourselves. And then we used to have gradations. Okay, among the 5 teams which we played at the under 12 level, this is the A team, B team, C team, D team, E team. The E team is the worst among the lot. So
Acha.
the other academy, which has A, B, C, D, E, the E versus E played. The E versus A played. And we used to play matches, and that's where a competitive, and that was the Golden Baby Leagues. That was a baby league. Now, who did it? The people did it from their own mindset. You do not need a football federation, a president, or a general secretary general each and every time kind of regulating boss ye karo, boss ye karo. तो आप क्या
Hmm.
कर रहे हो?
Hmm.
आप क्या कर रहे हो? मैं पानी पी रहा हूँ. Boss, drink water, drink water, drink water. Doctor says it's also my responsibility to drink water. As simple as that. You cannot be expecting the doctor to be pushing me. Hey, boss, you need to drink water. Okay, you're chatting. Have the bottle by your side and have the glass by your side. Pani, you just sip water.
Yeah.
We played. We played in Chinsura. The concept still stays in Chinsura. We call it, now we have given a name called the Golden Baby Leagues. There are huge, so many leagues. Even in the Mohalla where we stayed, there were around, I still remember the senior junior batches.
Hmm.
The junior was up to class 12. We had 3 teams, and we every month there used to be a competition, and what we got, the first prize was a small pencil which we got from the club where we represented. The top team would be, the winners would be getting one pencil, and the losing finalist would be getting an eraser. End of story. The other team gets nothing. So it's
अच्छा.
the motivation to be there. It was a pencil which was a gift for us. It's a baby league.
Hmm.
The football season lasted 5 months for us in Bengal. Be it slush, be it heat, be it humid, be it rain, we played. We broke our ankles, we had niggles, we played, and people still play. So if this simple concept from this podcast is taken over by the district associations, you do not need theories of baby leagues. That's what pains me. Do you need financial sustainability to do this? Just some initiative.
Yeah, I think initiative works more than financial stability at this moment right now. I would say I would agree with that. I seriously agree with that. And just now there are the football season for the 2023 and 24 meant like the youth leagues state youth leagues have announced the age criteria, which is also good. And because पहले तो मतलब एज क्राइटेरिया के ऊपर कुछ ध्यान नहीं देते थे कोई भी एज का बंदा कोई भी इसमें खेल रहा है मतलब अंडर 13 के इसमें अंडर 15 के बंदे खेल रहे हैं अंडर 17 में अंडर 20 के बंदे खेल रहे हैं वो हो रहा था बट अभी
But
there have been some increases.
reserve that for a different day. It's the biggest sociological vice which we have,
Yeah,
and it's you cannot stop it. You just cannot stop it.
no. I think these things are very difficult to stop. Not only here, even this happens in Africa. This happens in Europe में उतना नहीं होता, but I think Africa and in India and the neighboring
In,
countries of
in,
us.
in Central Asia, it happens. Latin America, it's prevalent. Obviously, in the subcontinent, it's prevalent.
Yeah,
But here, it's reached a different level altogether. It's not just football alone. Each and every sport.
yeah,
Each
yeah.
and every sport.
It's
We
been the
need a
case.
different. We need a different podcast for that. It's a
Yeah,
topic,
yeah.
hilarious topic. It's a hilarious
Big,
topic.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah. There are a lot of thin lines also in that. कि भाई because some people they get easily triggered. ये सब चीजों के बारे में आप बात करोगे तो because people I don't know the information which someone is giving you have to consume it no matter it's wrong or right. It depends at the end of the day कि भाई आपको इससे क्या लेना है, right?
True.
And I was talking on a podcast, a different podcast on a different channel. We do on Twitch, we do on Facebook, we do on YouTube also. That time we were talking about the sub juniors and juniors and the state leagues. Someone got offended regarding a age thing. I don't know एज से किसको क्या मतलब फर्क पड़ेगा इतना. He was like भाई एज से मतलब at least he is doing well in that league. I mean when you bring a player of 17 years of age and he is playing in the under 14s, of course physicality होगी. ये सब छोटे छोटे चीजें जो समझना चाहिए सबको. I think
No,
थोड़ा
if
सा
you speak about age fraud, it the blame goes directly to three sets of individuals: the
हम्म,
parents who are aware,
हम्म,
the coaches who are cheating. They may
exactly.
they may they may feel it's wrong. I don't care. You are a cheat. You cannot, a coach cannot say, if I am a coach, I cannot say, oh, this guy is 17 in an under 12 tournament. I'm not aware. He's the biggest hypocrite and the liar in the world. And obviously, the administration of that district or the club or the academy who's allowing it to happen. So the parent is aware it's an under 16 tournament and my son or daughter is 19 years old. Compromise. Same goes with the coach and obviously the administration. And at a local level, you are aware as to who's what. This happens at a local level.
Yeah,
From Delhi, you cannot control what's going on in Karnataka because
yeah,
you belong to Karnataka, I belong to Bengal. Two states. It cannot happen. But if it's in Bengal, in my district and in my area, I know, boss, this is an idiot. He studies in a college and he's playing an under 16 tournament. So it's hilarious. It's hilarious.
so there is one more question regarding
This is the last one because I need to make a move.
yeah, please, yeah, sure, no issue. uh this is the last question. I would say ask you भाई सर से पूछो इंडियन फुटबॉल विजन 2026 में टॉप 10 एशियन टीम्स बनेगी क्या नहीं बनेगी. I know it will be the same Xerox copy of what you said, but I think down the line 3 years and looking at the current
2020,
ranking, six.
I did not get it. 2026 में
There is a vision the AFF has kept a vision that until 2026, India will crack in the top 10 Asian teams. At least try
Well,
to
see,
crack.
the vision needs to be appreciated. It's a pathway on which we need to travel and move from the current situation which we are. But is it possible solely for the national team and the teams to be doing so without the involvement of all stakeholders or help coming in from all stakeholders? Absolutely not. The supply line, if you speak of football, it's as simple as that. The basics and the supply line. The more the supply line in the pipeline, the more choice for the for the coach and the teams. So obviously the vision has also been shared with all the stakeholders, and it's a joint responsibility. What is going wrong in the 2047 vision is it can be achieved much earlier. It can be achieved in 2 to 3 years. It's not a big deal. But to be achieving it, all stakeholders need to be contributing together. It's not these people are saying, okay, federation would be doing it. It can't happen likewise. You
Exactly.
needed a document. The document was earlier there. There was a document called Laksha,
Hmm.
which kind of reiterated, means put in the same segment. Obviously, was Laksha followed by each and every one? All the other stakeholders, the Federation tried their best. Vision 2047, the Federation will be trying their best. Other stakeholders not pulling in, we'll be again having the same debate. I'll be growing older. You may be having my current hairline by that time.
Already on it. Already
No,
on
no,
it. Thank you so much for joining, sir. Thank you
most
so much for
welcome.
joining and
Most
answering all
welcome,
this
Musa.
question.
God bless.
Uh,
Nice talking.
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Inshallah, next time मिलेंगे फिर से. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodbye. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Uh, so guys, thank you for joining, and I'll just take few questions from your side, and I'll just wrap up the stream, and just I'll just text so that I'm gonna continue the stream. Okay guys, I'll just take few comments. I'm sorry अगर किसी को बोर हुआ, किसी को थोड़ा स्ट्रीम पसंद नहीं आया तो I'm really sorry, but थोड़ा सा अलग टाइप में चल रहा था. ओके, अभी इसके आगे थोड़े अच्छे कमेंट्स डालो. एक 20 मिनट्स की और हम लोग यहाँ पे बढ़ाएंगे स्ट्रीम. अच्छे कमेंट्स डालो, जो जेन्युइन क्वेश्चन है वो पूछो, मुझे मत गाली दो भाई लोग. जेन्युइन क्वेश्चन है वो पूछो, पूरे जो अपडेट्स हैं. अ, मूसा भाई क्या हुआ? अरे कुछ नहीं हुआ किंजल भाई, वेलकम यार. अभी बातचीत खत्म हुई एंड अभी यहाँ से हम लोग आज के मैच के बारे में बात करेंगे, फ्यूचर के बारे में बात करेंगे. क्या स्काउटिंग अपडेट है भाई? बड़ी स्काउटिंग अपडेट है. आई हैव जस्ट टॉक टू अ गाय फ्रॉम गल्फ यूनाइटेड. ही इज एन इंडियन एंड उसको अभी जस्ट नॉट अभी 2 दिन पहले उसको ये मिली है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, ऑफर फ्रॉम अ ब्राजीलियन क्लब. इट्स नॉट अ direct offer, it's a study and trial offer, and he might leave maybe next Tuesday or next Wednesday. And he's a local and NRI है from India, and I hope to talk to him also very very soon. Let's see, उस पे भी मैं जरूर update दूंगा in the next video. And भाई त्रीमान के अपडेट्स, त्रीमान का अभी तक कुछ अपडेट नहीं है भाई. स्टिल ऑन वीजा वर्क वगैरह चल रहा है उसका. नॉट वीजा, द पासपोर्ट वर्क इज गोइंग ऑन. तो उसमें भाई टाइम लगेगा, अभी उसका बहुत टाइम लगेगा यार. सही में बहुत ज्यादा टाइम लगेगा उसको. आगे भाई साकेत भाई तो मेरे लेने के लिए पीछे पड़े हैं। आई वुडंट टेक दैट कमेंट राइट नाउ। अरे स्पोर्ट भाई बोल रहे गुड भाई, अरे थैंक यू मेरे भाई, थैंक यू। एंड वहां पे पहले कमेंट था, इट वाज रिगार्डिंग बिहार लीग और व्हाट वाज इट, अच्छा, watching from UAE, why don't we have a West Bengal state league? By West Bengal के दो local FA, they are not working on the league, that's why the local FA is not working properly. The local FA is not systematic, and इसके वजह से मैं उनके सामने बोल नहीं पाया, because of course यार respected आदमी के सामने ऐसे बातें बोलना अच्छा नहीं होता। तो that's why the local are not working properly. There are a lot of corruption things going on background में, so that's why there is no state league, proper run state league in Bengal. Bring talk football HD to podcast. Do not bring this legacy expert. Surely, my side, I'll try. I'll try my best. I have messaged Jishan Bhai. I hope he replies very soon. I'll be doing a podcast with a Nepali guy who is a Nepal content creator. We'll sure be talking about SAF Nation, SAF Club Championship, and also भाई जो exchange program चल रहा है उसके बारे में भी बात करेंगे जरूर। भाई वो ला लीगा में नहीं खेलता है, ही प्लेज इन द टेरसारा डिवीजन। ओडिशा एफसी का जो प्लेयर है वो टेरसारा डिवीजन में खेलता है, जिसके साथ में लिंक आया अभी रिसेंटली। हाँ, टेरसारा डिवीजन में खेलता है वो बंदा। अरे ऑफ कोर्स वी आर इम्प्रूविंग डाउन द लाइन। सी डाउन द लाइन, देखो अभी सबका अपना अपना ओपिनियन होता है, सबकी अपनी अपनी थिंकिंग होती है, उस हिसाब से देखना पड़ता है, सही है ना। तो देख डाउन द लाइन, मी बीइंग एन ऑप्टिमिस्टिक पर्सन, आई विल ऑलवेज से भाई इंडिया इज डूइंग ग्रेट, इंडिया इज रियली डूइंग डाउन द लाइन, ठीक है। लाइक आई सेड, मैं कोच का भी मैं पहले भी मैं रहा हूँ कि भाई कोच हमारा ठीक नहीं वगैरह वगैरह, बट आफ्टर सीइंग हिम इन द ट्राई नेशन कप आई एम लाइक थोड़ा सा ऑप्टिमिस्टिक, मैं जैसे मैं बता रहा हूँ, आई एम ऑप्टिमिस्टिक भाई कि आगे भी अच्छे रिजल्ट ला सकता है। एंड like you are saying, and like you said in the previous comment that you are an optimistic person, even I am that, and surely भाई down the line next year आप बोलो उसके बाद में बोलो, I think India is growing massively। अगर अब नहीं ग्रो करेगी ना भाई, अगर अब नहीं ग्रो करेगी, इतना अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म रखे, इतने अच्छा सेटअप ऑफ AIFF रखे, तो भाई कभी नहीं ग्रो कर पाएगी। इतने अच्छे चांसेस मिल रहे हैं इंडिया को, एंड आई होप कि ये चांस वो दोनों हाथ से ले, एंड यहाँ पे भाई फकअप्स नहीं करने हैं अपने को भाई स्ट्रेट लाइन में जाना है, बस आगे देखना है, यहाँ पे हमको खराब परफॉर्मेंस नहीं देने हैं, ठीक है। एंड ये निर्भर करेगा हमारे प्लेयर्स पर भी, एंड ऑल्सो यू नो जो हमारे नेशनल टीम के कोच हैं उनके ऊपर भी। भाई ड्रॉ चल रहा था, हाफ टाइम तक ड्रॉ ही है, एंड अभी भी ड्रॉ ही दिखा रहा है, 0-0 का ही स्कोर दिखा रहा है। देयर इज नथिंग चेंज इन द स्कोर, देयर इज नो अपडेट, देयर इज द स्कोर इज स्टिल 0-0। इंडिया हैव पुट अप अ गुड शो, दे आर सेइंग, फिजिकलिटी भी दिखा रही है इंडिया ने, अच्छा मतलब इफ यू लुक एट द कैप्टन ऑफ एथलेटिको मैड्रिड भाई, ही इज वेरी फिजिकल, टॉल बंदा है भाई। Who will win Gokulam versus Odisha FC? You're talking about the AFC Cup qualifiers by Odisha FC, because I see Clifford, Miranda, and the co going into a different, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, एक अलग लेवल पे जा रहे हैं वो लोग। एंड आई थिंक द ओडिशा एफसी हैज ऑल द प्लेयर्स भाई, अच्छा खेल के दिखाने के लिए उनके पास अच्छे प्लेयर्स हैं, उनके पास एवरीथिंग इज स्मूथ। आई थिंक गोकुलम केरला के पास इतना कुछ खास नहीं है। This is the best possible management we can get, and he's talking about power and previous. अरे वो छोड़ो, मतलब होता है यार, अपने अपने थॉट्स होते हैं, अपने अपने थॉट प्रोसेस होते हैं, तो फिर केयर मत करो। बस हाँ, कुछ अच्छे बातें उन्होंने बोले, उसको मतलब ले सकते हो आप, उसको सकिन कर सकते हो, उसके बारे में आप सोच सकते हो कि भाई हाँ ऐसा था वैसा था, एंड आगे का फ्यूचर यू नेवर नो क्या होगा भाई। प्लेयर्स इतने कम इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में भी खेलते हैं, वही बड़ी बात है। एग्जैक्टली भाई, एग्जैक्टली नार्जी भाई, वी आई हैव सीन प्लेयर्स भाई हु हैव स्ट्रगल्ड अ लॉट। थोड़े प्लेयर्स की, मतलब सीरियसली बताऊं, थोड़े प्लेयर्स की मैंने कहानी पढ़ी भाई, ऐसा देख के मतलब ऐसा फील होता है भाई हम तो बहुत प्रिविलेज थे, बहुत ज्यादा प्रिविलेज थे, बट कुछ नहीं कर पाए लाइफ में। बट इफ यू लुक एट द प्लेयर्स भाई, ऐसे ऐसे जगह से वो आ रहे हैं, एंड दे आर डूइंग दैट मैसिव जॉब, गेटिंग इन द नेशनल टीम, भाई हैट्स ऑफ मैन। Is there any La Liga scout in ATM versus India game who can sign up, boys? There is no La Liga scout, but yes, there will be scouts of Atletico Madrid, but it will be very difficult for a scout to sign an Indian player. It will be most like a ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम, या फिर जो हमारे प्लेयर्स पहले जाते हैं ना, मतलब जस्ट अ 14 डेज ट्रायल पीरियड और समथिंग लाइक दैट, क्योंकि उनके जो फिजिकल टेस्ट होते हैं इन द स्टार्टिंग, यू नो, ये थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट होता है भाई हमारे इंडियन प्लेयर्स को पास करना। तो यहाँ पे भाई डिपेंड करता है कि क्या माइंडसेट लेके वो प्लेयर खेल रहा है। तो देयर इज लॉट ऑफ फैक्टर्स कि भाई वहां पे बस स्काउट आपको बस देखेगा एंड एकदम से ट्रायल को नहीं बुलाएगा। आपके बहुत सारे जांच होगी, आपका बैकग्राउंड चेक होगा, सब ये सब चीजें होने के बाद उनको आपको बुलाया जाता है। तो आई थिंक एथलेटिको मैड्रिड के पास तो स्काउट है भाई, ये मैच में जरूर स्काउट्स रहेंगे, नॉट स्काउट टू बी ऑनेस्ट, लाइक अ कोच स्काउट ही विल बी एनालाइजिंग द होल परफॉर्मेंस, पूरा चेक करेगा भाई कितने किसने कितने रन्स लिए, कितने शॉट्स लिए, कितने पासेस डाले, ये सब चीजें। उसके बाद यू नो देखा जाएगा। कोच की तारीफ करते इसलिए चैट एग्जैक्टली आई गेस फौजी भाई। संस्कार भाई बोले केबीएफ फैन, मेरे सपने में अभी श्रीधर डेक्कन आता है, वो सोने नहीं देता मेरे को। हाँ यार सीरियसली, सीरियसली दिस इज बिन द केस। शुभ पॉल कहाँ है, उसकी बहुत हाइप थी भाई। देखो इंडिया में यही होता है ना भाई कि हाइप क्रिएट कर दो प्लेयर की, बट सीन देखो, सीन क्या होता है पता है, इफ शुभ बॉल वॉज दैट क्वालिटी, आई नो मे बी ही इज दैट क्वालिटी, ठीक है, मैं कौन होता हूँ यहाँ पे बैठ के बोलने वाला, बट स्टिल इफ ही वॉज दैट क्वालिटी ही वुड बी इन, आई थिंक हो सकता है उसका क्या बोलते हैं पीक लेट हो, क्योंकि थोड़े प्लेयर्स का पीक बहुत 24-25 एज में आता है, एंड ही इज क्वालिटी भाई, आई हैव सीन हिम प्ले, ही इज क्वालिटी। बट देखना पड़ेगा भाई कि कैसा वो खेलता है इन दिस मैचेस, व्हाट ही इज गेटिंग चांसेस, ही इज गेटिंग गेम टाइम, तो भाई देखते हैं क्या होता है। साकेत भाई देखो, जब तक है भाई लेट्स बैक हिम अप। वैसे तो हमको जो रियलिटी है वो पता ही है, ठीक है, वो रियलिटी को कोई चेंज नहीं कर सकता। रियलिटी को कौन चेंज कर सकता है भाई? थैनोस को छोड़ के कोई नहीं चेंज कर सकता रियलिटी को, ये हमारे पास वो स्टोन्स नहीं है। तो जब तक है हमारा कोच ये भाई, कुछ ना बोले तो सही होगा मेरे हिसाब से। अमरिंदर पाजी का 3 कप, हाँ भाई अमरिंदर पाजी इज द कंप्लीट प्लेयर ऑफ इंडिया राइट नाउ। कहाँ पे गए वहां पे कप मारा है भाई। लकी चाम है, लकी चाम है, इज गोइंग टू ईस्ट बंगाल। आई थिंक ईस्ट बंगाल के भी भाग खुल जाएंगे जल्द से जल्द। शुभ बॉल प्लेड फॉर बायन, नॉट प्लेड फॉर बायन बट देयर यूथ टीम्स, which was a second string youth teams, not the first string youth team. But हाँ, he doesn't make the play 11 of Sudeva. I think शुभो पॉल की जो प्रोफाइल है वो फिट करती है स्ट्राइकिंग पोजीशन में। दे हैव अ स्ट्राइकर ओवर देयर हु इज फ्रॉम आउटसाइड, आई मीन अ फॉरेनर। तो शुभ पॉल वोंट बी प्लेइंग ओवर दैट फॉरेनर, तो वो वाला सीन है। तो आई डोंट थिंक सो ही विल गेट चांसेस ओवर एनी फॉरेनर राइट नाउ। What about the BFC kid interview? It will take time because I'm here and my brother will go next month there. I'm sending over. I'm sending my brother over to BFC. Let's see वहाँ पे जाके वो चेक करेगा। यार उस बंदे का नाम, मैं उस बंदे का नाम बताता हूँ आपको मैं। Just wait. I'll just tell you the name of that kid. कहाँ पे गया, कहाँ पे गया, कहाँ पे गया? यार कहाँ पे गया? कहाँ पे गया? मैंने लिख के रखा था भाई, भूल गया मैं फिर से। मुझे भूलने की आदत मेरी बहुत गंदी है। एरन राफेल उसका नाम है, एरन राफेल उसका नाम है। कौन बनेगा फुटबॉल क्लब? अभी फिलहाल की सिचुएशन में वो फुटबॉल क्लब तो मुझे नहीं लग रहा है मेरे भाई, सही बता रहा हूँ मैं। अमरिंदर को एशिया कप में खिला वो वेरी गुड थिंग। हो सकता है भाई, व्हाई नॉट, वी कैन डू दैट, वी कैन डू दैट, व्हाई नॉट। अच्छे फॉर्म में भी है पाजी, अच्छे फॉर्म में है, तो हम लोग खिला सकते हैं भाई उनको, क्यों नहीं खिला सकते हैं यार। वो एक बॉल प्लेइंग गोलकीपर है, बट जस्ट शॉर्ट स्टॉपर की जब बात आती है ना, थोड़ा सा वो हिचकिचा जाते हैं। तो वहीं पे थोड़ी सी दिक्कत है उनकी, मुझे वहीं से थोड़ी सी दिक्कत उनकी दिखती है। बाकी तो मतलब बढ़िया है यार, मतलब एकदम बढ़िया है। वो जो 8 स्टैंडर्ड के बच्चे थे, इनका मैच कराऊंगा निरंजन। अरे चलना तू भी क्या। That kid touch ball control was outrageous. Exactly, man. Exactly, man. Exactly. वन टू वॉच फॉर। केवीएफसी का टिकट रेवेन्यू कहाँ जाता है पता नहीं यार, मैग्नम स्पोर्ट खा जाती है या कौन और खा जाता है पता नहीं है, बट कहीं तो जा रहा है, कहीं गलत जगह ही जा रहा है। सही जगह तो मुझे नहीं लग रहा है। अगर सही जगह लगता तो डोंट यू थिंक कि भाई जो प्रॉब्लम्स अभी केरला में फेस कर रही है वो फेस नहीं करती। मुसा भाई, हाउ लॉन्ग डज अपुया हैज कॉन्ट्रैक्ट विद मुंबई सिटी एफसी? अपुया का और एक साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है भाई। अपुया का और एक साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, रुको मैं कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पेपर्स चेक कर रहा हूँ। या और एक साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है उसका। मुंबई सिटी इज नॉट लिविंग हिम भाई। मुंबई सिटी अगर उसका कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सपायर भी हो रहा है ना, तो फिर तब भी उसको नहीं जाने देगी। अभी उसकी जो मार्केट वैल्यू है वो भी बढ़ चुकी है, $500,000 उसकी मार्केट वैल्यू हो चुकी है अभी, ठीक है। एंड उसके फॉर्म भी अच्छा है, थोड़ा वो इंजरी फ्री रहे तो मजा आएगा। एंड उसका जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है, वह 5 साल का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट उन्होंने साइन किया था, ठीक है, 5 साल का, नॉट 3 years का, 5 किया था। आई एम करेक्टेड, इट वॉज करेक्ट। एंड 2026 तक रन होगा, जून 2026 तक या मई 2026 तक। इस करंट करंट मार्केट वैल्यू इज अराउंड 350K भाई। मतलब 3-4 करोड़ दे के खरीदना पड़ेगा भाई अपुया को, एंड नेक्स्ट सीजन तक उससे ज्यादा हो सकता है। भाई कियान नासरी को इंडियन नेशनल टीम में कब जगह मिलेगी? कियान नासरी शुड वर्क ऑन हिज बिल्ड भाई। प्लेयर की टेक्निकल एप्ट है, टेक्निकली एप्ट है वो, अच्छा खेल लेता है, अच्छे रन ले लेता है, बट थोड़ा सा फिजिकली लो लगता है मुझे। एंड आई थिंक कोच भी सेम ही सोचते हैं, क्योंकि देखो यार, बेसिक्स बेसिक्स जो होते हैं ना स्ट्राइकर के, हम जो हमको सिखाया जाता है, बेसिक्स होते हैं। कोच आप स्ट्राइकर को एक एजिलिटी देखो कि भाई कितना पेस है उसके पास में, कितना स्टेमिना है, हाउ गुड ही कैन रन, हाउ गुड ही टेक्स टेक ऑन्स। तो यहाँ पे कियान नासरी की अगर बात करें तो भाई एजिलिटी तो बंदे में है, बट टेक ऑन्स में फिजिकली एप्ट नहीं है। तो एक नंबर 9 की पोजीशन में वो खेल रहा है, तो भाई नंबर 9 पोजीशन में तो उसको चांस नहीं मिलेगा। हाँ, वो एक लेफ्ट विंगर होता, राइट विंगर होता, चांस जल्दी मिल जाता, बट जो पोजीशन में वो खेलता है उसमें थोड़ा सा उसको फिजिकलिटी अपनी और बढ़ानी पड़ेगी मेरे हिसाब से, एज पर माई ओपिनियन, ठीक है। वहां पे हमारे जो साइंटिस्ट है वो क्या सोचते हैं मुझे नहीं पता भाई। बेस्ट यंग प्लेयर इज गुरकीरत सिंह, वेस्ट मत करो उसको भाई, है तो। बट प्रॉब्लम क्या है पता है, सब लोगों ने भाई रॉन्ग टीम चूज करके रखी है। भाई चांस तो मिलना चाहिए उसको, बट प्रॉब्लम ये है कि भाई चांस देगा कौन, चांस देगा कौन, क्योंकि भाई वो टीम में तो भाई भरे प्लेयर्स, तो मुझे नहीं लगता उसको वहां पे चांस मिल रहा है। हाँ, टीम चेंज करेगा तो चांस मिलेगा जरूर। अभी तो चिप्स बेचने की नौबत आ गई मैक्का फीड एंड फुटबॉल की। अरे यार सीरियसली आई डोंट नो व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन विद देम। क्रेवन चिप्स दबा के पैसा दे रहा है उनको। क्रेवन चिप्स इज गिविंग देम लोड्स ऑफ मनी, बकेट भर के पैसा दे रहा है भाई। फौजी भाई बोले मूसा भाई जो अपने शॉट डाला था इंडियन मेसी इन बीएफसी, उसकी बात करो यहाँ पे, लेकिन वो एरन राफेल नहीं है आई थिंक। नाम तो एरन राफेल दिखा रहा है भाई, बीएफसी की एकेडमी के में चेक किया, इसलिए दैट्स व्हाई आई वांट टू सेंड माय ब्रदर ओवर देयर। ही विल गो नेक्स्ट मंथ, वो वहां पे जाएगा एंड श्योरली ही विल ट्राई टू रीच आउट टू द पेरेंट्स ऑफ द प्लेयर एंड श्योरली वी विल हैव अ चैट, एंड उसके बाद में मैं एग्जैक्ट रिपोर्ट दे पाऊंगा आपको। अमृत पाजी का क्रूज एमबीएसजी लगा नहीं, लेकिन एमबीएसजी लेफ्ट करने के बाद क्रूज एक्टिव हो गया मेरे हिसाब से, ऐसे ही लग रहा है मुझे। अलग लेवल पे खेल रहे हैं भाई वो। आयुष शिकारा हैज अ गुड बिल्ड, ही नीड्स टू वर्क ऑन पोजीशनिंग, आल्सो एजिलिटी थोड़ी कम है बंदे में, एंड वो वन ऑन वन में भी ठीक ठाक ही है। तो आई थिंक यहाँ पे भाई जो जो नंबर 9 के ट्रायड्स होते हैं ना भाई, हमारे जो नंबर 9 है सब आधे ट्रायड्स लेके खेल रहे हैं, पता नहीं क्यों ऐसे। मतलब एक कंप्लीट प्लेयर जो है, जो सुनील सर थे अपने एज पे, अपने पीक पे जो सुनील सर थे, वो अगर पीक लाए तो देखो मनवीर मनवीर सिंह भी भाई, मनवीर सिंह की एज हो रही है अभी 26-27 है, बट यार थोड़ा सा वो एजिलिटी लाए, थोड़ा सा वो वन ऑन वन टेक ऑन्स जो है उनके अच्छे करें, एंड जो फिनिशिंग है भाई, फिनिशिंग में वर्क करे, तो आई थिंक ही कैन बी वन ऑफ द बेस्ट। बट अभी तो यार पीक भी निकल जाएगी थोड़े सालों में उनकी, तो ही हैज टू वर्क ऑन भाई, ही हैज टू वर्क ऑन। मुसा भाई, हु विल बी द एएफएफ प्लेयर ऑफ द ईयर? आई वुड से चांगते। चांगते हैड अ ग्रेट, चांगते हैड अ ब्रिलियंट ईयर। I would see him picking up that trophy man, सीरियसली। अगर कोई और होता है तो आई वुड से चांगते गॉट रॉब्ड। इंडियन रोनाल्डो किधर है भाई? इंडियन रोनाल्डो भी जरूर आएगा भाई, इंडियन रोनाल्डो भी जरूर आएगा। इंडियन रोनाल्डो के ऊपर भी ढूंढेंगे भाई, ढूंढेंगे, अपन ढूंढेंगे, अपन ढूंढेंगे भाई। Which Eric player will join ILC this year? Melroy RCC, if international player Luka, and Trao FC का दिनेश सिंह to Kerala Blasters most probably. Melroy ICC was Chennai FC, then he went to Rajasthan United, वहां पे 1 साल 2 साल खेला, अभी वापस चेन्नई एफसी के साथ में लिंक हो रहा है भाई। पता नहीं वहां पे क्या सीन हो रहा है। दिनेश माइट मूव फ्रॉम ट्राउ एफसी टू केरला ब्लास्टर्स, एंड आई लीग 2 से भाई, आई लीग 2 से इरफान याडवर्ड जो है, जो बेंगलुरु यूनाइटेड में खेलते हैं, उनका भी लिंक आ रहा है भाई 2-3 आईएसएल क्लब से। कौन से क्लब से अभी तक मुझे नहीं पता, आई एम स्टिल वर्किंग ऑन दैट, लेट्स सी। आशीष राय जैसी बिल्ड, ओ भाई साहब आशीष राय यार, बिल्ड अच्छी है, फिर से वही पोजीशनिंग वाली बात है यार, आशीष राय की भी बिल्ड अच्छी है, पोजीशनिंग खराब है। अच्छा प्लेयर आशीष राय बाय द वे, इंडियन फ्रैंक लैम्पार्ड मिल गया है एक से। वन एस, वन एस कौन है भाई, वन एस कौन है? मनवीर सिंह का मारता है, हाँ एग्जैक्टली, शुड हैव टेकन क्रिकेट इफ ही वुड हैव बीन गुड, एंड बुमराह फुटबॉल में नहीं चाहिए, यॉर्कर डालता है। अह, झांगरा भाई है ना। दिनेश सिंह इज फ्रॉम श्रीनिधि? नो। अच्छा यार दिनेश सिंह, yeah, sorry, he's a center back of Shinil Deccan, sorry. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yes, I'm corrected. झांगरा इज आई होप एटलीस्ट थोड़ा सा पिक करे झांगरा। अभी ये एज में पिक करना मुश्किल है, बट एटलीस्ट थोड़ा सा वो क्या बोलते हैं, थोड़ा लीडल रहे ना इन फ्रंट ऑफ गोल, ही माइट गेट इनटू द नेशनल टीम भाई। फिलीपींस नेशनल टीम के स्ट्राइकर आईएमएल में खेल खेल रही है, सो वी हैव प्लेयर्स हु आर अबाउट टू प्ले वर्ल्ड कप इन, या वी हैव गुड प्लेयर्स इन इंडियन वुमेन्स लीग भाई। इंडियन वुमेन्स लीग की थोड़ी मार्केटिंग अच्छी की है ना, तो जो भी साउथ ईस्ट एशियन कंट्रीज हैं वो अपने प्लेयर्स को यहाँ पे सेल करेंगे, श्योरली दे विल। डिपेंड करता है कि भाई मार्केटिंग हम लोग कैसे कर रहे हैं अपनी टीम की, सॉरी क्लब क्लब फुटबॉल की वगैरह। तो भाई आईएसएल की भी अभी मार्केटिंग बहुत अच्छी हो रही है, यूएई में भी आईएसएल के बारे में बातें होती है, यूएई में भी आईएसएल के बारे में न्यूज छपती है भाई पेपर्स में, एंड यहाँ के एजेंट्स हैं, यहाँ के कोचेज हैं, दे ऑल्सो कीप एन आई ऑन आईएसएल भाई। उस यूएसए की वुमेन्स और मेंस टीम इतना फर्क क्यों भाई? आई थिंक दोनों अपने जगह बहुत बढ़िया है, दोनों अपनी जगह बहुत बढ़िया है, बट यहाँ पे बात होती है भाई क्वालिटी प्लेयर्स की, तो दोनों के पास क्वालिटी प्लेयर्स है, बट आई थिंक यूएसए के पास भी अच्छे अच्छे प्लेयर्स हैं यार, वर्ल्ड कप में भी अच्छा कर रहे थे ना, इतना कुछ खराब नहीं खेला, इतनी बुरी तरीके से हारे नहीं, तो दोनों सेम पेज पे। वुमेन्स में थोड़ा सा फैक्टर ज्यादा अच्छा है यूएसए का, बिकॉज दे आर वेरी एनालिटिक बेस्ड टीम, एंड वुमेन्स में अभी तक स्पोर्ट्स साइंटिस्ट उतना इवॉल्व नहीं हुए जितना मेंस फुटबॉल में हुए, तो आई थिंक यूएसए का वहां पे अपर हैंड है, एंड जो यूएसए के प्लेयर्स है दे हैव बीन प्लेइंग इन मल्टीपल लीग्स, दे गेट लॉट ऑफ मैचेस, दे गेट लॉट ऑफ एक्सपोजर, उनका नरिशमेंट भी अलग तरीके से होता है भाई, मेरे हिसाब से वो भी एक फैक्टर हो सकता है, लेट्स सी। तो आई थिंक या दैट्स बीन द फैक्टर यार, दैट्स बीन द फैक्टर। टाइसन सिंह खतरनाक प्लेयर है, बेटर एकदम एकदम देन एग्जिस्टेंट विंगर्स। टाइसन सिंह किसकी बात कर रहे हो आप? तो वो राइट विंगर जो है उसकी बात कर रहे हो। आई थिंक ही इज विद द मोहन बगान टीम, राइट? ही इज विद द मोहन बगान टीम, मेरे हिसाब से टाइसन की बात कर रहे हो। आई हैव नॉट सीन हिम प्ले यार अभी तक। अंडर 17 के लड़के वर्ल्ड कप में जा सकते हैं, हाँ यार अच्छा खेलेंगे तो क्यों नहीं जा सकते। मुसा भाई इज जाओ कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में मुंबई सिटी एफसी ऑलरेडी एक्सपायर्ड? आई थिंक दिस जून में एक्सपायर होने वाला है उसका, आई थिंक हाँ जून में एक्सपायर होने वाला है, एंड यार नहीं उसने कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक्सटेंड किया था, नहीं नहीं, आई थिंक हो जाएगा, जून जून फर्स्ट में हो जाएगा, जून फर्स्ट में खलास है, जून फर्स्ट में खलास, टाटा बाय बाय हो जाएगा। अभी तक उसने एक्सटेंशन की बात स्टार्ट भी नहीं की भाई। इंडिया में मिनिमम 11 प्लेयर्स तो होंगे जो टॉप लेवल के बन सकते हैं, जस्ट नीड टू स्काउट। हाँ भाई ऑफ कोर्स, स्काउटिंग इज द मेजर मेजर एरिया जहाँ पे हमको करना है भाई काम, स्काउटिंग इज अ मेजर एरिया जहाँ पे करना है काम। अरे यार नॉरम, मुझे उसका वो गोल याद आता है भाई, वो गोल जो उसने इसमें स्कोर किया था, इसके साथ में स्कोर किया था यार, उसने 3-4 प्लेयर को काट काट करके जो स्कोर किया था, बहुत जबरदस्त किया था यार वो। फॉरगॉट द टीम्स नेम, बट इट वाज इन आई लीग 2, एंड आई लीग में था, आई थिंक इंडियन एरोस में वो खेल रहा था, हाँ वहीं पे खेल रहा था वो, तो उसने वो स्कोर किया था भाई, जबरदस्त स्कोर किया था भाई गोल। उसके बाद में सब बंदे का नाम ही निशान ही मिट गया यार, कहाँ पे है मुझे भी पता नहीं अभी। आई थिंक ही इज विद मोहन बगान, उसको चांस नहीं मिल रहा है आई थिंक वहां पे। हाँ विनीत राय जा रहा है भाई ईस्ट बंगाल। करियर ऑफ इमरजेंसी कियाम इज यार सीरियसली यार, ये बंदा इतना अच्छा था यार, क्या हो गया इसको पता नहीं है। मतलब सीरियसली। नौफल, फ्रेडी एंड श्रीकुट्टन। फ्रेडी को थोड़े क्लब स्काउट कर रहे हैं, बट नौफल एंड श्रीकुट्टन का अभी तक कुछ सिनेरियो नहीं है ट्रांसफर मार्केट में मेरे हिसाब से। वन ट्रिक कैन गिव केवीएफसी स्ट्राइकर गोल्डन बूट जो एमसीएफसी स्ट्राइकर बिकॉज 2021-22 बचे लेफ्ट एमसीएफसी he became golden boot, then same thing Diego Mauricio, he left MCFC with Pereira Diaz। Pereira Diaz तो नहीं आएगा भाई, Pereira Diaz के तो लफड़े चल रहे हैं केरला के साथ में, वो कहाँ से जाएगा। हरियाणा के कितने लोग हैं चैट में, क्योंकि कभी कभी मुझे लगता है पूरे हरियाणा में मैं अकेला इंडियन फुटबॉल फैन हूँ। मेरे साथ दोस्त सिर्फ क्रिकेट की बात करते हैं, फुटबॉल कोई नहीं करता। कोई है क्या भाई हरियाणा वाला कोई है यहाँ पे हरियाणवी जट जाट जाट। I had scouted one player, Abhishek Singh, who played for under 20. He will be best right back for India if given chance. अरे, that's nice, भाई. That's nice. I hope he gets that. सू वाइट चैम बोल रहे हैं ब्रो, अपना एक स्टेटस डाला था इंडियन मेसी इन बेंगलुरु एफसी एकेडमी। हाँ भाई, उसका डाला था मैंने, एंड श्योरली आफ्टर अ मंथ और समथिंग हो जाएगा भाई, उसके बारे में न्यूज़ निकल के आएगी। एग्जैक्टली एक वीडियो बनाऊंगा एक्सप्लेनिंग दैट विच age he belongs to. Right now he's playing in the under 9s, but what's the future of him, and we'll talk to their parents also, उसके माँ बाप से भी हम लोग बात करेंगे जरूर, and I'll put up the video soon. Can Boris make it to the national team? Scaloni ने उसकी तारीफ की थी अंडर। भाई देखो, अगर आई थिंक उसने सुपर कप में भी अच्छा खेला, एक दो गोल भी मारे उसने, एंड यहाँ पे देखो यार, गेम टाइम कितना मिल रहा है उस पर डिपेंड करेगा, वो कितना अच्छा कर रहा है परफॉर्मेंस। जब गेम टाइम मिल रहा है तो कितना परफॉर्मेंस कर रहा है, क्योंकि यार फुटबॉल समटाइम्स ना कूल स्पोर्ट होता है, बहुत डेंजरस स्पोर्ट होता है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आपको कभी कभार टाइम बहुत कम मिलता है, उसमें आपको सबको ये करना पड़ता है, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, मनाना पड़ता है कि भाई मैं अच्छा प्लेयर हूँ, मैं नेशनल टीम में खेल सकता हूँ, विच इज आई थिंक वेरी डिफिकल्ट जॉब किसी के लिए भी। तो यहाँ पे बोरिस को वो जितना टाइम मिलेगा उसमें उसको करके दिखाना पड़ेगा भाई कि मैं आई एम द बेस्ट, एंड भाई एक वर्ल्ड क्लास कोच की उसको मतलब तारीफ, एक वर्ल्ड क्लास कोच ने उसकी तारीफ की थी, तो भाई आज बिबियानो ने सही साहिल को नहीं खिलाया एंड ही इज गिविंग, या एग्जैक्टली लास्ट वीडियो में अगर आपको याद होगा मैंने ये बात बताई थी, ये एक्सपोजर टूर पे भाई टीम्स चेंज होते रहेंगे, एक प्रॉपर 11 स्ट्रक्चरल 11 नहीं खेलेगी यहाँ पे। नायरब इज इन आरडीएफ, या एग्जैक्टली विद मोहन बगान। जिक्सन सिंह का बड़ा भाई है अमरजीत सिंह खियान, एंड किस्मत देखो जिक्सन सिंह इज मेन प्लेयर, एंड ऑफ कोर्स यार भाई उसको मतलब सीरियसली रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते। फौजी मैं भी हूं ना भाई, अरे डॉक्टर कूल भी वहीं से है भाई। व्हाट इज द प्रेडिक्शन फॉर फीफा वर्ल्ड कप फ्रॉम एशिया रीजन? डिफिकल्ट, बट आई विल से जापान, साउथ कोरिया, कतार, ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो अभी ओएफसी हो गया भाई, तो आई थिंक यूएई, आई वुड से दे आर डूइंग ग्रेट, एंड उसके बाद सऊदी अरेबिया ऑफ कोर्स, एंड इराक, आई वुड से ईरान, इराक, एंड आई थिंक और एक जगह बचती है, तो आई वुड पुट इन ओमान देयर। ओमान भी है टीम यार, दमदार टीम है ओमान। मैं हरियाणा से हूँ बट आई एम पंजाबी। अच्छा जी, अच्छा। या भाई बोरिस के पास एजिलिटी एंड पेस बहुत बढ़िया है भाई। विबानियो अगर चला गया तो बहुत लॉस होगा, ही इज अमेजिंग विथ यूथ, ही शुड हैव बीन गिवन चांस इन वर्ल्ड कप, अगर उसको चांस दिया गया उसने। हाँ भाई वो भी बात सही है। हैरी भाई बहुत इग्नोर करते हैं। अरे छोड़ो, इट्स ओके भाई, ऐसे मतलब हो सकता है कि दूसरे कमेंट्स थे, बहुत ज़्यादा कमेंट्स थे, या फिर कुछ इंटेंस टॉपिक पे बात चल रही थी, तो सुबल भाई छोड़ो, मुश्किल नहीं है, होता है, सबसे होता है, कभी कभार मैं भी थोड़े से कमेंट्स इग्नोर कर देता हूँ, मिस्टेक से होता है, कभी कभार हो जाता है। हियर्स माय प्रेडिक्शन फीफा वर्ल्ड कप के लिए, यूएई, जापान, ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो भाई अभी ओएफसी हो गया ना मेरे हिसाब से, ओमान, कतार, सऊदी, ईरान एंड साउथ कोरिया। अच्छा, नॉट बैड, नॉट बैड। वियतनाम ना, नॉट येट एट दैट लेवल आई वुड से। इंडिया वर्ल्ड कप नहीं जीते तो क्रिटिसिज्म इंक्रीज फॉर स्टेमैक, ऑफ कोर्स इट शुड साकेत भाई, रैंड स्ट्रीम करेंगे। अगर इंटर कॉन्टिनेंटल कप में कुछ ऐसा वैसा हुआ तो रैंड स्ट्रीम करेंगे भाई, जहां पे बैठ के हम लोग कर देंगे गेम बजा डालेंगे, ठीक है। क्रिस्टल जोन आफ्टर मैच हैवन सुपर कप टू जी के तेरा गेम बजाना पड़ेगा। अरे यार, भाई हम इंडियन फैंस ब्राजील फैंस को फाड़ दें एक बार वर्ल्ड कप में क्वालिफाई तो हो या एग्जैक्टली भाई वर्ल्ड कप में क्वालिफाई होना है बस। बस वर्ल्ड कप में क्वालिफाई होना है भाई। मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, कहीं भी वर्ल्ड कप हो इंडियन फैन पहुंच जाएंगे, सही बता रहा हूँ। कहीं भी वर्ल्ड कप हो इंडियन फैन पहुंच जाएंगे। आप देखो इंडिया के मैचेस जब भी यूएई में हुए हैं, आप बस क्राउड देखो भाई। यूएई में इतना क्राउड आता है तो भाई इंडिया में अगर समझो हम लोग तगड़ी टीम्स के सामने खेल रहे हैं तो भाई क्या क्राउड आएगा। जस्ट एक्सपेक्ट, जस्ट इमेजिन। Bhai, it looks like cricket is overtaking football in Nepal like Bangladesh 20 years ago. Exactly, Dishu bhai. I feel the same. I've talked to the VR show जिस किसी ने मुझे उनका नाम सजेस्ट किया था हियर। मैंने उनसे बात की एंड कल रात में उनके साथ में स्ट्रीम होगी ज़रूर। आई रियली होप ही कम्स बाय एंड ही इज़ अ वेरी प्रोफेशनल गाय, ग्रेट गाय हु इज़ डूइंग गुड फॉर नेपाल फुटबॉल, एटलीस्ट ट्राइंग टू डू जो हम लोग यहाँ पे बैठ के कर रहे हैं इंडियन फुटबॉल के लिए। तो कल एक बहुत अच्छी स्ट्रीम होने वाली है भाई लोग। एंड कल जैसे मैंने आज इग्नोर किया आपके कमेंट्स, कल नहीं करूंगा श्योरली। यार इग्नोर करने लायक थे बाय द वे आपकी हरकतें। ओमान ने क्या ही खेला था अगेंस्ट जर्मनी में, बहुत खुश हुआ था क्योंकि हम ओमान को टक्कर देते हैं एंड देखो ओमान जर्मनी को टक्कर दे रहा है। एग्जैक्टली भाई, एग्जैक्टली वही होता है ना भाई। कॉन्फिडेंस, द शेयर कॉन्फिडेंस होता है वहां पे, माइंडसेट होता है कि भाई आप कितना वर्क डालना चाहते हो, वो होता है। हैरी भाई को नींद आ जाती है इसलिए इग्नोर हो जाता है। हाँ, सैमक निकाल, निकल ये सब बोलेंगे हम सब मुसलमान। अरे यार रशिया को एफसी ज्वाइन नहीं करना चाहिए भाई। आई थिंक उनको यूफा वाले नहीं लेंगे भाई वापस। भाई ये सब देखो मनी मॉन्गर होता है। जो भी कॉन्फेडरेशन होते हैं ना भाई, ये पॉलिटिकल क्यों जाते हैं मुझे नहीं पता। क्यों पॉलिटिकल जाना है भाई। फुटबॉल खिला रहे हो, फुटबॉल खिलाओ ना यार, पॉलिटिकल में क्यों जाना है पता नहीं। ये यूफा का काम नहीं था, फीफा का भी काम नहीं था कि भाई कोई कंट्री को आप ऐसे बैन करो। आई विल नॉट साइन सुआरेज बट साइन विल बी सूरज फ्रॉम केबीएफसी टीम स्ट्राइकर। अच्छी बात है, अच्छी बात है संस्कार भाई, अच्छी बात है। कोई इंडियन को चांस मिल रहा है ना भाई, तो अच्छी बात है। ब्रो ऑस्ट्रेलिया टू एशिया ऑफिशियल, अच्छा। बिकॉज देर वॉज न्यूज कि भाई वो ओएफसी ज्वाइन करने वाले हैं वेरी वेरी सून। आई थिंक अभी तक नहीं है, इन फ्यूचर। क्रिकेट इन नेपाल इज गुड, दे हैव नेपाल धोनी, नेपाल विराट ऑल्सो। अरे आज मैच थी ना, आई थिंक कतार के साथ में मैच थी यार आज, लाइव दिखा रहे थे यूट्यूब पे। भाई सुपर कप तो लस्सी का बड़ा गिलास। अरे साइलेंसर किसी ने बोला था ना, बुलेट का साइलेंसर था वो। डब्ल्यू वर्ल्ड कप क्वालिफाई कर देंगे तो ये फैन वाला पर नहीं होगा। आई मीन सब जुड़ जाएंगे एग्जैक्टली इंडियन फुटबॉल के साथ। सपोर्ट इंडियन फुटबॉल नहीं बोलना पड़ेगा एटलीस्ट, एग्जैक्टली भाई। यार सीरियसली ये होना चाहिए। साफ कप ग्रुप विच दे डिसाइड, अभी तक नहीं डिसाइड हुआ ना। अभी तक तो डिसाइड नहीं हुआ है कि ग्रुप कौन सा क्या क्या करना है, अभी तक डिसाइड नहीं हुआ है। मुसा भाई इज देयर एनी न्यू साइनिंग फॉर, नहीं यार अभी तक तो नहीं है। एज पर सोर्सेज नथिंग येट डूइंग विद मुंबई सिटी एफसी। जो अभी उनके पास प्लेयर्स है भाई उनको पहले खाली करेंगे, जो इंटरनेशनल प्लेयर्स है उसके बाद दे विल ट्राई टू साइन। क्योंकि आई थिंक ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट के साथ में भी भाई ये आ रहा है, क्या बोल रहे हैं, केरला ब्लास्टर का नाम जुड़ रहा है ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट के साथ में, ठीक है। बट ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट को अगर उनको मुंबई सिटी एफसी से लेना है तो भाई यहाँ पे क्लियरली दे हैव टू पे अ फी। क्योंकि ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट का जो कॉन्ट्रैक्ट है वो 2024 तक रन करता है। अगर ग्रेग स्टुअर्ट को लेना है तो भाई दे हैव टू पे अ फी, ठीक है। आगे बढ़ते हैं। सौरभ भाई पूछ रहे हैं भाई इंडिया अंडर 17 का स्कोर। भाई अभी तक 0-0 ही दिखा रहा है भाई, अभी तक जो एआईएफएफ का ऑफिशियल हैंडल है उस पर 0-0 ही दिखा रहा है। देयर हैव बीन नो चेंजेस। आई थिंक गेम खत्म भी हो गया होगा अभी तक, हो जाएगा मेरे ख्याल से 2 मिनट में। Oman coach did not give excuse about OCI players, neither they have legacy expert to defend mediocrity coaching. On point. Asia replace UEFA future. I hope so, but the money that UEFA has is बहुत बहुत बड़े मॉनिटरी ये है भाई यूफा के पास, पॉकेट्स हैं। जर्मनी जिस लेवल की थी वैसे लेवल की अब नहीं है, इसलिए ओमान टक्कर दे पा रहा है। आई थिंक जर्मनी इट्स नॉट अबाउट लेवल, जर्मनी का थोड़ा परफॉर्मेंस डिप कर गया है भाई लास्ट फ्यू मंथ्स में। इफ यू क्वालिफाई फॉर द वर्ल्ड कप निरंजन। अरे साकिब भाई क्यों ले रहे हो यार। फिर भी जर्मनी जर्मनी है, एग्जैक्टली भाई एग्जैक्टली। अभी कितने बज रहे हैं भाई? अभी यहाँ तो 9:50 हो रहे हैं एंड आई थिंक दिस इज द राइट टाइम टू क्लोज द स्ट्रीम भाई। आपको भी, आप लोगों को भी नींद आ रही होगी यार। आप लोगों को भी नींद आ रही होगी, आप लोगों को भी जाना पड़ेगा। I think कल सब schools, colleges, works and stuff. Ivan, I'm still counting my club's cabinet trophy. सलमान दोसरी का गोल औसम था यार, मतलब ऑर्गेज़म आया था भाई, ऑर्गेज़म आया था। आई वाज इन द कैफे दैट टाइम एंड आई वाज लाइक सीरियसली जंपिंग कि भाई ये कैसे गोल मारा इसने एंड अर्जेंटीना को हराया। आई वांट टू सी अपसेट्स लाइक दिस इन द वर्ल्ड कप मैन। मुझे एक ही टीम डोमिनेट कर रही है, दो मतलब जो लीगेसी टीम्स है वही डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं, वो नहीं देखना था। और जो चाहिए था, जैसे चाहिए था वैसा वर्ल्ड कप था भाई। सऊदी अरेबिया लाइक डोमिनेट किया। आई थिंक सऊदी अरेबिया के थोड़े मिस्टेक्स हुए बाकी के मैचेस में, नहीं तो यार बहुत मजा आया था उनको देखने के लिए। मूसा भाई क्या लगता है इस बार अंडर 20 टीम के साथ ऐसा में? डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है रेक्स भाई, डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है, बट आई थिंक मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लेयर्स आर फ्रॉम द नेशनल टीम यहाँ पे, क्योंकि हमारी जो नेशनल टीम है उसमें बहुत सारे अंडर 23 की टीम्स के प्लेयर्स भी हैं सिलेक्टेड। तो दे हैव टू मैन, दे हैव टू एटलीस्ट दे हैव टू क्वालिफाई। आगे क्या होता है वो अलग बात है, बट दे हैव टू क्वालिफाई। Internet Cup probable squad. Anandu, very soon the video will come out. I'm making that video on Sunday. And मुझे यार मतलब बस यहाँ पे बैठ के प्लेयर्स के नाम नहीं लेने। I want to like go deep कि ये प्लेयर को मैं क्यों चुन रहा हूँ, ये प्लेयर को क्यों चुनना चाहिए, उसके बारे में मैं एक्सप्लेन करना चाहता हूँ वीडियो में। एंड ऑल्सो थोड़ा सा एनालिसिस करना चाहता हूँ कि भाई हीरो सुपर कप में किस प्लेयर का परफॉर्मेंस अच्छा था, तो दैट्स वाई दे आर गेटिंग द चांस इन द इंटरकॉन्टिनेंटल कप। तो जल्दबाजी में मैं नहीं करना चाहता, इसलिए मैं थोड़ा संडे का दिन जो है वो इस पे मैं बिताऊंगा जरूर। भाई why there is no much representation of Indian players in UK despite large Indian community there? भाई जो इंडियन कम्युनिटी वहाँ की है, थोड़े प्लेयर्स खेलते हैं, टू बी ऑनेस्ट आई वुड नॉट रैंट अबाउट इट, बट थोड़े प्लेयर्स खेलते हैं, लोअर लीग्स में खेलते हैं। यार इंडियन देखो, होता है ना यार, देश बदल गया बट वो माइंडसेट नहीं बदला। मोस्ट ऑफ द इंडियन पेरेंट्स देखो, उनका भी सीधा स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड आंसर होता है, बेटे पैसे कमा, लाइफ में बस पैसा ही, मतलब हमारा माइंडसेट ही वो रहा है ना बचपन से। तो वो वाला सीन है। तो मोस्ट ऑफ द प्लेयर्स हु प्ले इन द लोकल लीग आल्सो डू पार्ट टाइम जॉब एंड स्टफ। तो यार ये प्रॉब्लम है इंडियन कम्युनिटी के साथ में, दैट माइंडसेट हैव टू चेंज इन फ्यूचर। आई होप इट चेंजेस वेरी सून। There have been players, yeah. There have been players playing in the League Two, in the National Conference League, also in the League One. There have been players. So yeah, there are players who are playing. अगर आप League One, League Two देखोगे ना, and also the National Conference League आप छानोगे तो बहुत सारे इंडियन प्लेयर्स है भाई वहाँ पे। जर्मनी को मैं हराऊंगा इंडियन बच्चे लेके, पोचेटिनो ऑफ इंडिया बाक। मुझे तो ओजिल को बहुत मिस कर रहा हूँ यार। ओजिल वॉज पोएट यार, मिडफील्ड का पोएट था मेरे भाई वो। साहल इज इंडियन ओजिल। अरे यार कहाँ, वेंजर ऑफ इंडिया इज कॉन्स्टेंट। कुछ भी अनपॉपुलर ओपिनियन देता है भाई तू। भाई ऐसे मत जीरो दिखाओ तो बन जा पड़े गुस्सा। भाई देखो मुझे तो यार किसी को गुस्सा वस्सा करना नहीं है, जो है वो फैक्ट मैं बता रहा हूँ यहाँ पे। भाई वो तो देखो, वो लोग जो है ना, थोड़े फैंस होते हैं भाई, हर हर क्लब के फैंस होते हैं ऐसे। उनके भी थोड़े फैंस हैं जिससे मेरी बात होती है, बहुत अच्छे फैंस भी हैं, बट थोड़े होते हैं भाई ट्रिगर हो जाते हैं, बहुत इजीली ट्रिगर हो जाते हैं, हर चीज पे सवाल उठाते हैं। वैसे तो भाई हर कम्युनिटी में, इट्स नॉट लाइक नॉट ओनली फुटबॉल भाई, हर चीज में ऐसे थोड़े लोग हैं। गो डीप एंड टेल अस, जितने प्लेयर सेलेक्ट होंगे उतना ही नाम। अच्छा अच्छा। मूसा भाई व्हाई डोंट वी हैव क्लब लाइक कांग्रेस एफसी बीजेपी? अरे होनी चाहिए भाई, तभी तो मतलब टन्स ऑफ मनी आएगा भाई, बड़े बड़े प्लेयर्स का ट्रांसफर होगा। पीजीपी एफसी बाई कर रही है भाई एकदम, मतलब मेसी फर्स्ट जैसे ही टीम इंप्लीमेंट हुई, पहला ट्रांसफर आया मेसी का, फिर उसके बाद आया नेमार, उसके बाद एम्बापे, मतलब पूरी पीएसजी की टीम यहाँ पे आ जाएगी अगर बीजेपी एफसी फॉर्म होती है तो। बड़े बड़े रातों रात प्लेयर्स साइन कर देंगे वो लोग। Asian player football will be better than European football in after 50 years. भाई आपके मुंह में घी शक्कर, आई होप ये हो जाए, डिफिकल्ट है बट हो जाए, आई होप सो। सऊदी और मलेशिया आएगा क्या साफ चैंपियनशिप में? अरे दोनों का चांस है, दोनों का चांस है, हैज पर सोर्सेज दोनों का चांस है। स्टिल दे आर वर्किंग ऑन इट कि भाई अपनी अंडर 23 टीम को भेजना है, रिजर्व टीम को भेजना है या फिर फर्स्ट टीम को भेजना है, डिपेंड करता है भाई उनका कैलेंडर कैसा जाम पैक्ड है तभी। ट्राई टू कॉन्टैक्ट विद डेलन मार्कंडे फ्रॉम टोटनहम। मूसा भाई आसान नहीं है, फिर भी एक बार कॉन्टैक्ट करो। डीलन माखंडे, यस यस यस, आई विल ट्राई भाई, आई विल ट्राई श्योरली, आई विल ट्राई। मलविन बेरिंग से मेरी बात हो रही थी, आई होप जल्द से जल्द वो भी आ जाए। घर आजा परदेसी, तेरा देश बुला रहे मूसा भाई टू एनआरआई फुटबॉल प्लेयर। हाँ भाई सीरियसली, आई एम पुशिंग देम टू इंडिया, बट दे वांट टू डेवलप हियर पहले, उसके बाद वो जाएंगे अपने देश, ऐसा ऐसे बहुत लोग बोलते हैं। लेट्स सी। फॉर्मेट ऑफ 2025 चैंपियंस लीग, वो भाई वो तो हमको फायदा ही नहीं ना उसके बारे में सोच के, उसके सोच के फायदा ही नहीं ना, हमारी टीम ही नहीं है उसमें, हमको क्या सोच के फायदा है, जब टीम क्वालिफाई करेगी फिर सोचेंगे उसके बारे में। अरे भाई साहब 2-1 एथलेटिको मैड्रिड को हरा दिया भाई, ठीक है अंडर 16 की टीम थी बट तगड़े प्लेयर्स थे भाई। 2-1 का स्कोर, फाइनल स्कोर, नाइस नाइस नाइस। चलो भाई, आई थिंक साकिब भाई की दुआ लग गई। साकिब भाई वांटेड टू प्रूव समवन वेरी बैड, मतलब वेरी रॉन्ग। इंडिया वर्ल्ड की 5th इकोनॉमी है, फिर भी फुटबॉल में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करो अच्छे से। इन फ्यूचर भाई, इन फ्यूचर हम जैसे लोग जरूर इन्वेस्ट करना चाहेंगे, इफ मैं वो कद का आदमी बन गया तो। संदेश झिंगन, हैरी मैगवायर के, हाँ हाँ, ये दोनों साथ में बैठते हैं रात में, साथ में ठेके पे जाते हैं दोनों मैच डे के दिन। जापान में ईशान पंडिता शुड गो एंड बिकम टॉप। जापान में जाना मुश्किल है भाई उसको, जापान जाना मुश्किल है उसका। आई थिंक गल्फ गल्फ लीग्स उसके लिए बेहतर होंगे, यूएई लीग आ जाए, बस यूएई लीग आ जाए वो। मेसी इन बीजेपी एफसी वर्सेस रोनाल्डो इन कांग्रेस एफसी। वी हैव मोहम्मद सलाह एज इंडियन प्लेयर, हाँ मोहम्मद सलाह है ना हमारे पास, मिडफील्डर है ना वो। मूसा भाई, हैव यू वॉच्ड आशीष सर इंटरव्यू विद यानदंदा? हाँ मैंने देखा एंड यार वही होता ना कि यार देखो, आना तो चाहते हैं सब लोग, बोलेंगे मैं आना चाहता हूँ, इवन मैं इफ आई वाज प्लेयर आई वुड से मैं आना चाहता हूँ, बट मैं मेरा पासपोर्ट नहीं दूंगा। तो भाई वो बिल्ली के गले में घंटी कौन बांधेगा? वो बात है ना भाई, यहाँ पे घंटी तो बांधना है आपको कैसे भी करके। तो मैं जब बोलूंगा भाई मेरे लिए पाथवे बनाओ, उसके बाद में आऊंगा, मेरे लिए कुछ आसान ऐसे मतलब थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाता है। यहाँ पे आपको खुद करके आपको एग्जाम्पल सेट करना पड़ेगा, वो कौन करेगा? दैट्स द मेन इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, वो कौन करेगा? दिलीप मार्कंडे बहुत सेल्फिश है नहीं आर्ट, नहीं समझा मुझे। 2-1 नाइस या भाई सौरभ भाई। टीम कैप्टन साला अंडर 16 का कैसा, वही भाई क्या तगड़ा प्लेयर है यार, इतना लंबा लाट, बट यहाँ के भी भाई यूए के प्लेयर्स जो भी हैं वो भी साले बहुत लंबे लंबे होते हैं। इन्हें गवर्नमेंट को ये करना चाहिए, अगर 20 क्वालिफाई नहीं करे तो सब नंगा नाच का। वो मुन्ना भाई में करवाए थे ना, मुन्ना भाई के फर्स्ट सीन में, वो वाला। इनको पूछो ये ग्रुप में करा सकते हो, छोड़ो जाने तो ना यार, तुम लोग भी क्या यार। साकेत भाई ने नाम ही चेंज कर दिया देखो, मेरी दुआ इंडियन को जितवाए 4-5 kg इधर से रैड करूंगा। हाँ भाई, आप रैड करने के लिए आओ। आईवन इज अ गुड कोच मींस बकरी कोच, नहीं अरे आईवन इज नॉट अ गुड कोच बट अच्छे कोच हैं, फिलोसॉफिकल अच्छी है उनकी, बट रॉन्ग टीम, रॉन्ग चॉइस ऑफ टीम आई गेस। 5-10 साल के बाद इंडियन फुटबॉल काफी एज प्रॉपर्टी डिक्रीज हो जाएगी, लोग इंडियन फुटबॉल में शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं, बहुत सारे शिफ्ट हो रहे हैं भाई, बट डिक्रीज तो नहीं होगी भाई क्रिकेट की पॉपुलैरिटी। मैग्री साइनिंग बाय एशियन क्लब्स, मार्की साइनिंग बाय एशियन क्लब्स, अभी तक तो कोई मार्की साइनिंग की बात नहीं हो रही। जैसे कमी नहीं था मार्की साइनिंग, बट अभी तक कुछ ठोस सबूत नहीं मिल रहे हैं। अरे आप बनो, मुझे आपका सेक्रेटरी रख लेना। अरे बाप रे। ये इंटरव्यू में टॉक फुटबॉल एचडी वाला डूड लाना चाहिए था, राइट मोमेंट पे हराम कर बोल देता है वो। अरे जिशान भाई से बात करने की कोशिश हो रही है, नहीं आएगा देश में धंधा, सबको घंटा दिख जाएगा। एग्जैक्टली भाई, यान हैज अ किड, ही कैन टेक बिग, एग्जैक्टली दैट्स अ पॉइंट आल्सो, बट आई थिंक वही है ना यार, कोई भी किसी का भी सबका अपने अपने प्रॉब्लम्स है। यहाँ पे मेन पाथरोड बनाना है, पाथवे बनाना है, वो कौन बनाएगा वो देखना, देख रहे हैं सब लोग, उसके बाद आएंगे भाई। JSW2 इसी साला पैसा किया मेरा आईपीएल में, एग्जैक्टली भाई। जो लास्ट के फ्यू कमेंट्स है वो लेके मैं आज स्ट्रीम खत्म करूंगा, 10 बज चुके हैं, वहां पे 11:30 हो गए। खाना है भाई, बहुत भूख लगी है। मूसा भाई, हु आर द न्यू कोचेस ऑफ ISL? स्कॉट कूपर आ सकते हैं जमशेदपुर को। कार्लोस क्वेदरत इज अ ओल्ड कोच, ही हैज बीन विद बेंगलुरु एफसी भाई, एंड बस वही तो है भाई, और कौन नया कोच है? हैदराबाद एफसी कोई आ सकता है भाई। रिकॉर्ड रिसाइडिंग हेयरलाइन का क्या सोल्यूशन है भाई? मुझे मत पूछो, माय हेयरलाइन इज आल्सो रिसाइडिंग, यू कैन सी हियर। इसका कोई सोल्यूशन नहीं भाई, तेल तेल थोपो, बट जो है बाल उसको ही बचाओ बस, नथिंग एल्स। हाय गेमलैंड भाई, हाय। अरे डिक्रीज कैसी होगी, मैं अभी सीएसके के मैच देख कर आया हूँ। अरे भाई हाँ यार वही तो, अभी एंगोलो कांटे कहाँ है भाई? एंगोलो कांटे इज विद चेल्सी यार, इज विद चेल्सी। सोचो अगर ये एएफएफ 30 साल पहले कर दी तो आज हम कहाँ बैठे होते भाई, अलग लेवल पे बैठे होते हम लोग अभी। वो मुंबई सिटी का अंडर 20 वाला इंडियन डिफेंडर साला खतरनाक है। मुंबई सिटी का अंडर 20 का डिफेंडर कौन है? कौन है उसका डिफेंडर? बहुत सारे डिफेंडर, 2-3 डिफेंडर है भाई। कौन डिफेंडर? मैं गलत क्लब का कोच बन गया, किधर इस बीमारी में फंस गया। हाँ एग्जैक्टली एग्जैक्टली भाई, ये बात सही है। भाई भाई बीबियानो की जय हो, बीबियानो की जय हो मेरे भाई, बीबियानो की जय हो। आफ्टर 2 wins एटलेटिको मैड्रिड ऑफर अंडर 17 प्लेयर्स। आई होप सो। मैं कमेंट नहीं डालता हूँ ऐसे, मुसा भाई को खाना खाने के लिए जाना। हाँ एग्जैक्टली भाई, बहुत लेट हो गया आज की स्ट्रीम तो। 2 घंटे की स्ट्रीम हो गई भाई एग्जैक्टली। भाई बस इस बार ये स्ट्रीम हाईएस्ट एवर रैंकिंग का रिकॉर्ड टूट जाए 94 का, फिर थोड़ा रिकग्निशन मिलेगा। एग्जैक्टली इंडियन फुटबॉल को फॉर श्योर। एग्जैक्टली भाई, नमस्ते भाई। नमस्ते, पहली बार होना चाहिए भाई, जल्द से जल्द होना चाहिए ये चीज, ठीक है। आई थिंक इंटर कॉन्टिनेंटल कप के बाद अगर हम लोग मर्डेगा कप में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस देते हैं, उसके बाद किंग्स कप में अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस देते हैं, तो भाई जरूर जरूर होगा, जरूर जरूर होगा। हालेन नोंगतू, अरे हालेन नोंगतू plays as a center back. I thought he was a right back. He used to play as a right back, right? He's a center back. अच्छा, okay. इसका उसकी प्रोफाइल अच्छी है क्योंकि he can play anywhere in the back. If you look at Nangtu, he can play right back also and he can play defensive midfield also. Defensive midfield भी खेलता है and left center back, right center back भी खेलता है. Yeah, I saw him play at the right back once and I think उसके बाद तो मैंने उसको नहीं देखा। And बहुत अच्छा यंग फुटबॉलर है भाई। हर कोच में कुछ ना कुछ जीता है, कुछ हबास ओवन कॉइल आना चाहिए। एग्जैक्टली ओवन कॉइल, एग्जैक्टली भाई ब्रिजेश भाई, वी विन अगेन। नकली बाल लगा लो, वही है भाई, वही ऑप्शन है भाई। गुजरात आज गया तरह की जर्सी हाथ में पकड़ के कहता है चॉइस्टिंग। जाने दो भाई, छोड़ो मत लो उसकी, अभी 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 नया कोच है। गुड नाइट गाइस, थैंक यू गाइस, यू हैव बीन अ ग्रेट स्पोर्ट एक्सेप्ट फॉर साकिब भाई। साकिब भाई ने आज बहुत स्ट्रीम पे ले ली भाई। बाकी थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग यार, अगेन एंड अगेन आपका प्यार जो बांट रहे हो मेरे साथ में, इतने लोग देख रहे हैं, स्टिल दे आर वाचिंग। थैंक यू सो मच गाइस। एंड ऐसे कल और एक स्ट्रीम होगी जहां पे हम लोग बात करेंगे रिगार्डिंग इंडियन फुटबॉल, पक्का ऑप्टिमिस्टिक वे में, एंड देयर विल बी लॉट टू शेयर अबाउट। So thank you guys for joining. Until next time,